right now.
Tell me who you are, get in the car.
Right now.
Reach for the stars, I want it all.
Right now.
Tell me who
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Today, we're going to be diving into Limestone Farms. The guy over there, Tom, sent me some samples. He sent them a while back, and it just taken me a while to get to them. But we're going to dive in today. We got 4 different samplings. We have their private batch, their small batch, their Bloodlines Kentucky Straight Bourbon, and then their select batch. All these are semi-high proof, I'll say. I'll say they're 113-ish, and I think the Bloodline's is only like 95. So decently proof stuff, but they made some big claims, right? One of the biggest ones being is I got an email, right? And I was like, hey, got the samples. I'll do a review soon. Don't worry, I'm on it. And he said, big tip, they ship to 45 different states through their website. They consider that to be huge. Plus they say that they'll put their private stock up against anything you can find at MSRP, basically without diving into the secondary. Those are big claims. Those are big claims. So you put it up against anything, we'll have to taste it, give it a try, maybe do this in a blind against something. You guys can kind of vote against it or vote for what we do that blind in. Maybe we do that tomorrow because we do have a show planned for tomorrow as well. But without further ado, let's kind of dive into these, figure out what they're working with. These bottles are high price, right? If I went over to the website, I think, let's see, their select batch goes for like 99 bucks. I didn't look into the price of the other ones, but we'll figure that out as we go. It's kind of pricey, right? So is it worth 100 bucks? I don't know. I've heard some hype about them, but I think we gotta let the whiskey speak for itself. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into their Bloodlines. We'll kind of work up the proof and start off with the Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Let's check the chat real quick before we go too far in. We have iRock says, hurry up, I'm already drunk. I mean, I was like right on time basically, but I get it. If you've been drinking, you drank without us, that's on you. Tater Dom says, cheers. Tater Dom, welcome. Thomas says, cheers everyone. Tired as fuck tonight. What were you doing? Why are you tired? Liz says, cheers. North Florida says, cheers everyone. Good evening. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully your week went good. Hopefully you got a good cold drink or room temperature drink if you're having pours. Either way, boys, let's dive in. We'll kind of slide these off to the side for a second. Focus on one at a time. I kind of like made the setup weird, so I can't get all of them in. I have like a very limited workspace today. But, so Bloodlines, this is 90, I'm going to say 94 proof because it looks like a plus sign. Now, I've never heard of 95 plus proof, but I'm going to say 90.4. That's what I'm going to guess it's at. So, I felt like I poured a lot more, but it didn't really go in like that. Whatever, we'll do it slow. We'll take her easy tonight. Anyways, what are you boys drinking on? Obviously, I got the Limestone Farm. Let me know what you're sipping on. You know what's funny? One thing that I can usually tell is like if something's made in Kentucky, I can kind of tell right away. There's just something on the nose about Kentucky whiskey or Kentucky bourbon. I can't get that to focus. What are we doing? I put the camera in the weird spot. I know I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, there's something on the nose that always screams Kentucky. Anyways, you get some definitely, you get, bro, it's like an old-fashioned cherry. Yeah, it's like like one of the cherries you kind of put in an old-fashioned. It feels like I dropped one of those in here. So maybe like, you can consider like candied cherries, like candied dark cherries. It's kind of the note you can get. Obviously, you get some caramel, touch of vanilla, like classic notes. Not too much spice on the nose. A little ethanol, but nothing too crazy. XX says nice lighting. Hey, it's the only way I look good. Anyway, boys, cheers. Let's take a sip. Let's figure out what we're working with. Hmm. 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 Okay. Hold on. A lot of that translates really well. Maybe I haven't drank a little bit. That tastes so good. I'm just saying, like that tasted so good. Um, I'd say like overall, it's not like a ton of stuff hitting you. I'd say this is like a really good play on a classic bourbon, right? You get the caramel, like brown sugar vibes, a little touch of that vanilla in there as well, some cinnamon for like spice, but the spice is very like low, mellow-ish. Like it's not a ton of spice by any means. I'd say the cherry note is definitely the big standout. It tastes kind of like candied cherries. I would call them like my old-fashioned cherries, but I don't know if everybody has the same ones I have. But overall, very pleasant. I don't know the price on this one. I'm pretty sure they're sold out. But for a 95 proofer, I probably should have emailed him. But if Tom pops in, somebody let me know. If this is their like standard like starter bourbon in a sense, like their normal offering, that's a decent normal offering. I'm just saying that's pretty good. Finish small to medium on that one, but it's like it coats your mouth really well, so it kind of like stays with you in that aspect. But I consider like the finish that part that's kind of like throat to chest. But overall, that's a decent pour. Anyways, check the chat real quick. Thomas says a new bottle of Tin Cup 14. You really like that Tin Cup stuff, don't you? He says XX says snort that shit. I mean, I just get a little smell, figure out what it's working with. I ain't gonna, bro. Could you imagine snorting bourbon? I don't think that's a good look. North Florida says found my first Buffalo Trace at Walmart for 26 bucks. Everywhere else in town was around 35, 50. So finally bought one. 26 is a good price. I've seen anywhere like right now in Florida. We're finding everything. We got some stuff to go over once we get done with these reviews, but we'll go over that at the end. We'll just cover all that right after we get done with all the tastings. Anyways, so from their website, I'm gonna guess the select batch is kind of that next up in line, but partly because of the proof. But if they're putting their private stock or private batch up against kind of everything, I'm gonna say that's probably their number one. So we're gonna save that to the end. And then the other one I have is small batch and select batch. But I know their small batch was a 9-year age, limited offering, 112 to 120 proof. This is 113 and a half, I'm guessing, 13.5. So I'm going to say that one's probably slightly just like a baby step above, if I had to guess. Again, I'm not 100% sure. iRock says Sippin' Cooper's 100 time now. Hold on. He says check the Discord. Okay, so iRock got a total. Is that a 1.75? Is that 175, 175, or is that just bottle just look big on this photo? But 44 bucks, that's a fucking steal. Yeah, I mean that's a good deal in general. 44 bucks for any Eagle Rare, I'm picking it up. I can't find that kind of stuff too often though. Anyways, so we're gonna move on from the Bloodlines. Again, decent pour. We're gonna move on to the Select Batch. I know the price of this one is gonna be 99 bucks because I thought this was their original like normal offering. I was like, dang, coming out the gate 99? Okay. Thomas says the only Limestone Farms I've seen was low proof bottle and it was 93 bucks. See, that's what I was kind of saying. It's like 93, 95 dollars. Like that's a good amount of money for a bottle. So you got to really come out and start to impress. Again, I told Tom I'm doing an honest review. I'm not telling you guys nothing I wouldn't tell him because again, I'm hoping he's watching. But again, I don't want you guys spending your hard-earned money unless I do think it's really good. But that first pour definitely impressed me. I think that one's worth a pickup. Maybe not 100 bucks, but I think one of these, if these are in the price range, this is going to be even more worth it because I feel like the proof is a bigger jump. You said no, it's $7.50. Okay, for $44, still a good pickup. It just looked really big. Anyway, so this one is 111 proof. The mash bill, I had it here somewhere. The mash bill is going to be 78% corn, 13% rye, and 9% malted barley. Obviously aged in white American oak. And it has a blend between 6 and 9 year age stuff. So we're going to go ahead and pour this one up. See what it's like on the nose. Try it. Dabble a little, you know. Take a little dabble. Anyway, let's see. I also am curious because there's 4 different offerings here. I wonder if they're all just slightly different or if they're drastically different. That would be impressive if it's all different. A lot more ethanol on this, but you kind of expect that with proof, but like it's definitely got a good amount on there. Not my favorite way, but definitely like some dark fruit. No, it doesn't have that same cherry vibe to it, right? And if it does, at least it's nowhere near as sweet smelling as far as that goes. Definitely brown sugar. That ethanol is kind of frying my nose up, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take a sip, and we'll figure it out that way. That one's better. I don't know. I love the cherry note in that one, but it doesn't have that. Okay. This one's got a lot more spice action to it, right? A little bit of cinnamon, baking spice feel. It still has that traditional feeling between like the like brown sugar, maybe like a little burnt brown sugar feeling. Some vanilla. There is a fruit note in there, but I'm gonna say like dried fruits, maybe like a raisin, I'd say. Something along those lines as far as where that fruit kind of aspect goes. But it's still good. I mean, to be honest, $100 is kind of pricey for me. I mean, I definitely would have to kind of sit on a little bit more. But like for 111 proof, it's not bad by any means. I like the blend. I like the blend of like the mash bill so far. I think that I don't believe the other one had 13% rye. That one, this one with the 13% gives it a little bit more spice to it. The finish is I'm gonna say about medium, right? It kind of sits kind of in your throat. Both of these so far coated my mouth and my palate fairly well, so I'm down for that. Right, that's always a good sign to me, is like how well does it kind of like stay, you know? And overall, decent pour on that one. Yeah, I was looking for a cherry note like that. That first cherry note, I think that will end up being my favorite because I don't think I've ever pulled like an old fashioned cherry note out like that. It's usually like maraschino or like a medicinal cherry. That one's like that perfect level of cherry for me personally, but maybe I'm weird. Show me the proof. Welcome to the stream. Soma Diggs, welcome. Let's see. North Florida says, I found Eagle Rare for 200. No thanks, Nat. Don't do that. But they had a double oak Woodford store pick. I got to try it. Nothing wrong with those. Definitely. I mean, you got to pick one up if you come across it. Alex says, dang. Show me proof says, cheers to all you whiskey drinkers. Hey, I didn't know there was other kind of drinkers. Thomas says, Limestone is getting a lot of love from many whiskey tube channels. I mean, Thomas, I want to say one thing that I think Limestone is doing really well is I think they understand that reaching out to the community as far as through content creators or individuals themselves, like getting the brand out there is how you do it. You know, some brands think they're too good to do that. By all means, if that's the path they want to take, if I was a whiskey brand, that's exactly what I would do. I think that is the smartest move anybody can make, because whether if it's good or bad, there's no such thing as bad publicity unless they're absolutely trashing the bottle, but it's still getting the name out there. It's getting it in Google searches, things like that. And so far, both pours were decent. Little high price, in my opinion, on this white one. It's good. I don't know if I would pick it up for $100 because I think I could find a couple of things for $100 that maybe I like more. But this isn't the one they were talking smack with, right? Again, they made big claims saying that this private stock was going to be anything MSRP wise that you can find. I said, hey now, I'll be the judge of that. So, Cat O says best bourbon equals Old Forester 86. Hey, nothing wrong with a good budget classic right there. Tactical Spork, what a name! I love that name. Says, what's your favorite barrel proof whiskey? Barrel proof? Fuck. I don't know. Barrel proof. I'm drawing a blank, guys. Wild Turkey Rare Breed. If I had more time to think, maybe I'd change it. But Wild Turkey Rare Breed is really good, so that's what I'm going with. Anyways, so yeah, this one's good. Again, blend of 6 to 9 years. I think the age is there, and I think that's what's kind of helping a lot of the flavors as well. But we're going to move on to not the private stocked, their small batch. So let's dabble into that. This one is 113. I don't know. It looks like a half. I don't think. Why would you put 0.1 half? He's got better handwriting than I do, but I mean, I can't read it that well. So 113 proof. I poured that one a little heavy, comparably. Anyway, boys, if you haven't already, drop a little like on the stream, subscribe. If you haven't already, we're on the road to 2,000. And yeah, we got 2 shows coming up this weekend. We're slam packed for you boys. Your boy picked up a bottle. I'm not even telling you. If you know, you know. If you don't know what to tell you. Then we're doing a blind tasting. I'm gonna have a guest come on tomorrow. I'm gonna have them blind a lot of the Buffalo Trace lineup. I think it's Blanton's, Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor, Wellers. They've also never had it, so let them try it for the first time along with Do It Blind. Because they said Blanton's was the best thing ever, and I said no. I don't think so. I think Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor should beat it, in my opinion. Now I'm out here being like Limestone, making big claims. Anyways. Camera's not even focusing. What are we doing, camera? I should have moved it. That's my guy. My bad. I moved the camera. Now we're all discombobulated. Anyways, this one is going to be their small batch. IROC says that'd be easy. I understand it. That would be easy. But for somebody that's never had them, right? Somebody that's never had anything but maybe an old-fashioned of Blanton's. They've had Buffalo Trace. They've not had Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor, or Wellers. So this one, the nose is very similar to the last one, right? Good amount of ethanol. Still has a little bit more of that spice feeling to it. IROC, mine's the exact same as yours. When I did the blind, though, I think E.H. came first and then Eagle Rare. But the more I've drank it, the Eagle Rare is definitely my favorite one. Then E.H. Taylor, small batch. Weller, I think that kind of has emotional attachments, but then Blanton's. I like Blanton's. It's not bad. It's just not my favorite. So on this one, you could have, if you blinded these two that I just did, which one was it? The select batch and the small batch. I'd say they're the same thing. I don't know if they're the same thing, because the small batch was going to be just a 9-year offering, and the one I'm drinking now is a 9-year offering, where the other one was a blend of 6 to 9 years. So it may be the same thing. Actually, let me hold my tongue. Don't listen to me. What the fuck I know? This has like a, how would you describe it? Like a citrus floral note that kind of comes across. It's like the same notes, vanilla, I'll say brown sugar. You know, it has some spice to it, a little less spice. Maybe the rye percentage is backed up, but in place of it, it has this like nice little citrus note, like citrus floral. I can't really pinpoint it this second, but that's, yeah, and that fruit still kind of feels like a mix between that. It's not cherry, maybe strawberry to raisin feel, like somewhere in like the dark fruit range. This one's better. This one's definitely better. I like this one. Yeah. Select batch is good. Just not good enough. I'm just being judgy. Don't. It was not bad. This one's money. This one, I like this one a lot. This one has some extra to it. I don't know the price on this one. Small batch, 113 proof, 9-year age. They may actually be sold out of this one, but they sent it to me, so I'm reviewing it. Yeah, overall, that one's good. I like that one. It's a little different, you know. It was like the same thing, but with like a twist, and that's what I want anyway. Like if you were gonna give me 4 different offerings, don't give me 4 of the same thing. Give me slight tweaks or give me something totally different. I think that's cool. IROC says blind is going Eagle Rare, Weller, Blanton's, EH. Again, they're picking out theirs. I'll probably blind mine too for fun. Thomas says Limestone private stock 117 proof is 185 at Total Wine. I've actually not seen it in my area. Online, it's 189.99. Again, he said based off flavor, right? I'll read it to you word for word. We ship to 45 states through the website and consider that to be huge because many of our bottles, private stock, goes up against you can't find the bottle. Many of the bottles private stock goes up against you can't find without going into the secondary market. Basically saying this is going to compete with anything you can possibly find without going into secondary. So basically saying you can walk into any store and you're not going to beat it. This is the way I took it. Maybe they didn't say that, but I'm taking it like that because that's big boy claims right there. You know, I love it. I love the boldness. But we're about to find out if it's actually like, is it, you know, 113.6? Can we back? Are you backing up the claims? And now I did see, right? Don't get me wrong. I saw a couple like quick shorts, like TikTok things of people sipping it, and they said that they were buying into the hype. Now, the question though is, somebody sends you a free sample. Do you just say that, or are you actually saying it? I'm actually gonna say whatever I personally think, because at the end of the day, my loyalty lands with you guys, not some distillery. Love Tom. He sent me a Christmas card. Love that. I really appreciate that. That was cool. But big claims, big claims. Bro, that came out like a fireball. One thing, maybe it's the sample bottles or something. There is so much ethanol on all but the first one. Just a ton, just burning my nose. But like, I can get the notes out. But I'm wondering if it's just because it's sample bottles. They've just been in there cooking, you know? What does that comment say? IROC says it ain't going to beat the old Granddad 114. Hey, you know, I'm not opposed to saying like if it does or not, but OGD 114's been my little budget king over there, you know? It was money. It was a good budget bottle. All right, first thing, it's definitely a cherry, which is what kind of across the board, you're kind of getting different versions of cherries through these. This one's not like the first one that I'm like, I loved a ton, but this one is more of like natural cherry, right? Maybe like a dark ish cherry. Good vibes to it though. Good vibes to it. It's just not like medicinal. One thing I did not get in any of these. None of these were medicinal cherry, which that's like the one I could do without. I'm like, medicinal? Nobody wants cough syrup, you know? So this one's natural. I like that. But I also get like, let me check the mash bill real quick. What is the mash bill on this? All right, specs. Proof varies. Okay, mash bill is going to be 70% corn, 10% honey D wheat, 10% honey D wheat malted barley, 10% distiller's malt. Okay, 10% corn, 10% wheated honey wheat, 10% honey malted barley, and 10% distiller's malt. I don't know what distiller's malt is, so, but obviously barreled American white oak, age 8 years. So that is that's the distiller, the blend. I've never had a honey wheat, but I think that's gonna come through on the palate. I don't really get honey. I get some dark brown sugar. I can't get past that. That the nose on it from the proof's burning the shit out of me. That's good. The finish is good on that too. Damn, that's a good pour. I gotta reel it in for a second. Really pull out these notes though. What is that? Plums, right? Maybe some fresh plums. Kind of like, I don't know. I'm gonna start saying some weird ass tasting notes like fresh, juicy plums. It's kind of, bro. It like kind of made my mouth water a little bit. I'm like, that's a good little note right there. Obviously, you get like that vanilla still, the caramel still. I know there's no rye, but it does have like this sweetness to it, or spiciness to it. I mean, I'm gonna correlate it with cinnamon. I don't know if it's cinnamon though. Maybe I might need a little touch. Now, I wish I would have drank it first though. This one has a little bit of oakiness to it though. I don't know what's the price on this one, right? 189. Tom. Like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. When we start getting above $100 a bottle, I start getting really picky, right? Because I don't want somebody to spend over $100 and be like, Call Me Old Fashioned recommended that to me, unless it's just blowing my socks off. This is a really good pour. It's different. It has some different aspects to it. I don't care for the finish too much though. The finish is leaving this like kind of weird thing on my tongue, but like it had this juicy plum aspect to it that was really nice, which I like that a lot. Let me do one more little sip just to be sure. A little rinse to the palate. It's good. It's definitely better than these two, for sure. Better than these two. I personally like this Bloodlines a lot. That cherry note sold it for me. The second I tasted it, I know I'll pick up a bottle of this, without a doubt. The private stock, I'll do it in a blind. Maybe I'm being biased. Maybe I'm getting a mixture between like the big claims, you know, the price and stuff like that. Maybe that's what's throwing me off. But the one knock I'm going to give it here is saying, like, if you put it up against anything, you know, without dipping into secondary, this is secondary pricing is for a normal bottle. 185, that's pricey. Would I buy it? 185 bucks, I don't know if I can buy it. If it was a little bit lower, I'd probably think about it. But to be honest, I'm going with this one all day, every day. The Bloodlines, they did come out with one recently. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Because this was... Maybe I'm tripping. I thought maybe this was different. Yeah, no. So you can get the... Oh, yeah, I'm missing it. So Bloodlines Small Batch Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey is a blend of 6 to 9 year age. But the gray label is higher proof, only $1,500 or 1,500 bottles per batch. Okay, maybe they still sell it, but they also have a Bloodlines Heritage 6-year-old that you can buy right now for 38 bucks. Fucking send it. That's what I'm talking about. 38 bucks? I'm with you. I'm with you. Now, I'd love to taste that one, because if it's even close to this one, I'm game. I'm game all day. Again, I'm looking at it like, do I want this for 38 bucks? Sure. This is probably a little bit more, right? If it's limited and stuff like that. But this one's good. I don't know if it's necessarily, maybe I'm not bougie enough, right? Because 185, that's a little pricey. The longer I sit on it, the finish gets a little bit better though. It's like definitely like still sitting with me. I'm cool with that. I like the finish. It had good flavors. The plum was different. I really like the plum note, but you can respectfully to Limestone, you can get a ton of bottles that are just as good, if not better, in my opinion, for less than 185, less than 100 bucks. So this bottle's for somebody. It's not for me. Maybe if somebody gave it to me, I'd drink it. I'd drink the hell out of it. I'm talking like looking at my doll hairs and spending it on a bottle. I'm going with the Bloodlines. I'm gonna drink the Bloodlines right now. Like, unfortunately, I'm gonna run out tonight because that I'm drinking it. I really appreciate Tom sending these over. I think they have a really good product though. But I'm here to judge and critique it and give you guys my thoughts and let you guys know if you should pick it up if you're on the fence with it. If you're on the fence with it, I'd say go with this one. Go with the cheaper one. Right? Pick this one up. Give it a little test drive. It's only 95 proof, but it drank pretty well. I wouldn't dive in at 185. But again, everybody's palate's a little bit different. You may like these more than I do. But I drink a lot of whiskey. So I drink a lot of different whiskey. I don't drink a lot of whiskey. I mean, I do a little both. They slowly got better, right? You kind of work up the ladder. It did get better. This one for me just has that old-fashioned cherry note to it. Cuenca? Is that Cuenca? I don't know. Thanks for the subscribe. Welcome to the family. As far as the offerings, they got a little bit better. It's just that one note in here sold it for me. Like you couldn't talk me out of it if you wanted to. It just has that perfect cherry note to it. I really want this in old fashioned though. I don't have enough for the old fashioned, so unfortunately we're not going to get to test that. But it's for sure a good one. What's crazy is I definitely thought I was going to pick the higher proof one as like my number one. Weirdly enough, I picked the lowest one. I really like that one. That one's money. Bloodlines, cheapest one, lowest proof. Bro, it's like they perfected it and then said, what else can we do? You know what I mean? Like, what else can we do? That's really good. Everything else, I mean, they're all a little bit unique. I'll still do the blind with the private stock. I'm going to give him his full-blown fair shot. Like, we'll blind it against something, right? I'll post like a thing on the community tab. You guys just drop what you think I should blind against it, because maybe you guys have tried it. Maybe you think something similar. Obviously, don't let it be the most cheapest thing, right? Don't go pick Benchmark. Benchmark foolproof though. Hey, what's up? That would destroy them though if it didn't work. If Benchmark foolproof beat them, you know what I mean? Like that's shots fired. You don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. If you want to see it, we'll do it. But it was good though. Don't get me wrong. I think it's better than benchmark. I don't know. 185 though. That's brutal. You know, that's a high price tag. Again, somebody's gonna buy it. You know what I mean? Somebody's out there got 185. They're willing to blow on the private stock. You got money like that. It's a good bottle, but I just picked up the Woodford's Master collection for less than that, and I'm down with that bottle. The batch proof 121. You know what I mean? The best music just subscribed. Well, now we got the best music in here. Appreciate it. Welcome to the family. Guys, if you haven't already, drop a little like. We're on the road to 2,000 subs. Let me check up with the chat real quick. Ricky says, hi all. Glad to see the bourbon community still alive and well. Ricky, we're cruising, baby. Happy Friday. Stride says, a lot of good bottles out there under 185. I mean, I agree. There's a ton of bottles out there under 100 that are bangers. To be honest, this year, I may not even focus on some of these more expensive ones. I may go start hunting for the best bottle under 50 bucks. Because I've bought some expensive bottles in the recent couple months. And they're cool, but they never like completely blow my socks off to the point where I'm like, some of the more budget ones do. So I think that might be what I'm hunting for. Thomas says, put it up against the 1792 full proof. That's only 50 bucks. It will beat the full proof 1792. I don't even like the 1792 full proof. Like, it's good. It has good flavors. I would tell instantly the second it dried my tongue out, and I would say that would win. So, Thomas also says, picked up a barrel 036 last night for 89 bucks. That is thumbs up. Okay. I hear you. Has anybody had the Limestone Farms? Anybody in the chat had any of these bottles? Even if it's not the ones I'm talking about, have you had Limestone Farms in general? I'm curious to see what other people say. I didn't watch anybody's reviews on them because I didn't want it to sway my thoughts to it. I did see people like, wow, this is amazing. And I said, okay, define amazing. Is it good? Is it worth the money? Like, it's good. It's a good bottle. 185 kind of, pow, right in the decaps for me, but I don't know the price of this one, but it is my favorite one. I imagine it's got to be less than 100 bucks. This was more of a limited one, but they're coming out with 38 bucks. I will for sure be buying that one. You know, that one's me all day. Old-fashioned cherry note, basic bourbon notes, vanilla and caramel, touch of cinnamon. As much as it's very like basic, it has that little cherry note that just elevates it slightly. It's all I need, you know? It was good. It would make a really good old-fashioned, though. No question. Anyways, so now that these are done, let's go over the schedule one time for the one time. I'm going to leave this one. We're going to leave it. So we're obviously going to hang out a little bit tonight, drink some whiskey, have some pours, talk some shit. Tomorrow, probably around the same time, we're going to do a live stream. I'm going to have a guest come on. They're going to do a blind of Eagle Rare, Blanton's, E.H. Taylor, Weller Special Reserve. Now, they're not big on pours, so they're going to do it in old fashions. Already pre-made, evened out. They've never had the Buffalo Trace lineup. They've had Blanton's, right, in an old fashioned. They've had things like that. But they're going to kind of blind them. They swear up and down they can pick out Blanton's. They swear up and down that it's Blanton's is end-all, be-all, and we're going to put them to the test, have them dial it up blind. As far as pickups, right, you guys saw, let me see if I can show the video. In case anybody didn't see it. Oh. How do we exit out of that? There we go. That's called a crappy camera. IRX says, boo, don't mix them. I won't mix them. I'm going to do the pours. He's going to do the old fashions. It's, it's just one of those things, man, that he's just not big into pours, and that would probably sway his decision. So we're gonna dial it up for him, give him a, you know, an old fashioned for these things, and make it a little bit easier. So what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna watch the 60-second video I posted earlier. Some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. We're gonna watch it again because it goes into kind of the little story we're about to go over. So let me play this. We're gonna watch it real quick. We're gonna watch it again because it goes into. I don't think you can hear it. Watch it real quick. You can hear it through my mic though. Please hold. Please hold. That's my face. Please hold. There's things in my way. Okay. What I'll do is I'm just gonna hold my mic to it. Make it easy.
Tell me who you are, get in the car.
There we go. So basically, that is a quick little video I made. Not quick, but he said, "What kind of operation is this?" Oh, what is playing now? Oh, my little weather stuff. Um, anyways, so I made that video, right? And it was all about the Woodford's double oak. Basically, it was like how we were going to go hunt it because they did the same thing every year for the past 5 years, right? Basically, they killed my video with one solid email. They said, "Hey, we're releasing it nationwide. Don't even bother coming up here because we made the bottle size bigger. It's 700." From there, then they also made it nationwide and made the bottle like $200. So it was gonna be a lot easier to pick up. I saw a post on Facebook today. I called up one of my buddies. He had his wife go all the way to Costco, get in line, and she was able to snag us a Woodford's double oak. So I will be picking that up tomorrow. So we picked that bottle up, and I don't know if we're gonna crack it open tomorrow, or if we're gonna do it separately on Sunday. But we were able to pick one up. So that video that you saw, the trailer, we're gonna change the storyline slightly, and we're still gonna make the video. We're still gonna make it epic. Still gonna have a crazy bourbon hunting video. I imagine that to be one of the craziest bourbon hunt videos you've ever seen, fully in stock for 2025. But slight variations, slight tweaks and change of the final outcome. So I've had that planned for over a year, and they kicked me right in the nuts. So a little depressing, but we got the bottle, so I guess you can't be too depressed when you have the bottle you've been hunting for 6 years. But until we drink it, we'll never know. But RX says 200 though. Fuck that. It wasn't exactly 200. It was like 180 or something like that. So people hunting the antique collection, Buffalo Trace are spending thousands of dollars. I'm not spending $1,000. Most I'm spending is $2, So Strice says Blanton's has gotten better and better every time I open that bottle. First pour, not impressed, but since then, it surprised me. Again, it's nothing against it. It's just, wait, what? I missed something. Oh, IRX says, who do you have for game? Tuck says, crappy camera, more like user error. Yeah, it was user error on my crappy laptop computer. Somebody says, LOL, do some jump cuts to keep us on our toes. I try to keep you on your toes. But anyways, Yeah, Blanton's gets better. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not my favorite. I like the Eagle Rare a lot more. Somebody takes this. Consider myself held. Stride says double oak. Yep. Not what do I have here? I don't have not the double oak. Not this one. You can get this one. This is $50. But the double oak, now officially part of their master collection, 700 milliliters. It looks like one of these bottles, right? But instead it's gonna say double oak on it. So Tuck says, cheers, Florida Bear. I got a martini right now, not whiskey. Martini? Tux, you gotta get some whiskey when you come here. I don't know what else to tell you. Irex says, I guess. My granddad 16 was 190. Again, to each his own. I've been literally looking for this bottle for like 5 years. I never actually was able to get it. I don't want to pay secondary for anything. I'm okay with waiting. Proof's in the pudding. The only downside that got me was before, at least if you go to the distillery, you're paying 50 to 60 bucks. You're getting a 375, whatever, but you could buy two. So you're spending 100 bucks to get a little bit more. Now it's one bottle when you went to the distillery, 700 milliliters, to like 180 bucks was MSRP, something like that, 185. And again, I got mine from Costco. It was slightly cheaper than where you're going to find most places. And so yeah, but we do have it. It's going to go fast. It's still limited. I think there's only like 500 barrels. That might be too much. 50 barrels? I don't know exactly. Don't quote me. I didn't look it up. They pissed me off as soon as they released it. Because I also thought it was the end of the month, so I had everything planned. We had the trip ready to go to Kentucky. But show's over. Show's off. Can't do it. But that's where like that was a big part of the video I was doing. Now we're gonna have to pivot, which is fine. We may do something with the Kentucky Derby. You know, we may do something with Kentucky Bourbon Festival. It may be something where we don't release that video towards the end of the year. You know, I don't know exactly yet. Don't quote me on that. It's going to be this year regardless, but the question is going to be is where do we turn with the video to make it still insane? I'm not going in the stores being like, look, there's benchmark. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing something more extreme. But now that we have the double oak, I'm still going to open it up. We're going to try it. We're going to give it a little rating. We're going to figure out if it was worth the 5 years of me waiting for it, or should I just have forgot about it. So we shall see this weekend. Maybe tomorrow. So I'd turn the bell on, all that stuff for tomorrow's. On top of that, one other thing I wanted to go over was, at least here in Florida, Blanton's, Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor Rye, like the, not the small batch stuff, but the barrel proof rye, even some Weller Special Reserve, and Stag for that matter, has hit Publix's, Winn-Dixie's, Costco's, all over Florida, everywhere. It's not sitting. People are sitting in line. They're going to these stores the second they get it. So it's not sitting. But like if you just happen to pass a Publix, go in and check. One of the guys, Woodford's Double Oak, is also hitting Publix's and Costco's. So if you just happen to be in, you want to swing by the store, one of the guys here in Jacksonville picked up the Woodford's Double Oak. They had two. They weren't sitting on the shelves. He had to ask the guy. He's like, hey, do you have it? He's like, yeah, I have it back here. And then he got it. So I would ask, don't be afraid to ask the person behind the liquor store if they have something you want, if you want it. But obviously I'd check out Publix and Winn-Dixie and Costco's right now. Thomas says, Woodford's Double Oak. Oh, I read that. Tuck says, be back soon, y'all. I'm mingling with the high society right now. That's his other channel. Thomas says, picked up the Woodford Batch Proof 121 for 114. Damn, bro. That's a steal compared to what I've got it for. Iric says the double oak used to be $375. This is the first year they've done the 700. Tried getting the 375 at 70, but nope. It's not $70 when you go there. When you go there, it's like 60 at the distillery, but they're such a small quantity, and rightfully so. Like, I get it. Build some hype. Do your thing. You got me bought in. I love the double oak. The double oak. Come on. That's what I want. That's been the only bottle on this channel that you guys heard me say for the past few years that I've definitely wanted, without a doubt. I wanted the smaller bottle, though, because I wanted to pay a little bit less. I thought one of the big gripes I had about it was just saying, hey, like, I think it's priced correctly. It's in a smaller bottle. Didn't like that. But for $50, like, fuck, you're not going to say anything bad. When you spend $200, you're going to judge it now. You know? No longer just enjoy. Iric says, wait, you mean coming to Kentucky and didn't tell me? What the fuck? I didn't go yet, but I will be. And you'll know. You're in the Discord. It's not like you're going to miss out. You'll be in the video. I got you. But yeah, so we're going to break into that. I don't have it here. It's at my buddy's house still. I didn't have time to go over there after work. North Florida says, looks like some good stores up towards Columbus, Georgia, Macon. Stopped into a Winn-Dixie today. You never know. Winn-Dixie, Publix, Total Wine, Costco's. They don't mark up their bottles. So when they get it, it's usually sitting on the shelf for MSRP. Those are the best places to get any of the Buffalo Trace lineup if you're looking for it, because that's usually what people are going for at those stores. Any of the allocated stuff, I always look there first, because if I get it, I'm going to get it for MSRP. Harder to get it because they get smaller quantities, and because they don't have a point system. They don't have anything like that. They may hold it for a buddy if there's a certain worker working, but for the most part, they're just gonna put it on the shelf or right behind the counter. That's why I said ask. Iric says, well, I'll be in DC. I'll be flying back to Kentucky. Family staying here. I say we do a Kentucky Bourbon Fest. So what I'm thinking, just to like make the video, from the video standpoint, we're doing Kentucky Bourbon Fest regardless. But I may come up for the Kentucky Derby and do like bourbon hunting around that area. Because I know the Bourbon Fest, I'm going to do a totally separate thing for that. So, but I want it to be kind of like bourbon hunting meets documentary versus cinematic movie. You know, combine all three and make something super entertaining to watch, super informative, but also like super fucking sick to watch. You know, that's the goal with that thing. And to tell a story about bourbon. You know, I think that kind of encompasses a lot of what I already do for my other stuff. You know, just haven't been able to break into it on the bourbon side. Whether if it's from time or just being, it's a 10-hour drive to get to Kentucky for me. So 20-hour round trip just to pull something like that off. So I'm sure the Woodford's Double Oak part that we just went over is going to be told within that story some way, shape, or form. Iric says, I have dudes at Heaven Hill, and Beam says we can come do some special tours. I mean, I'm down for some tours. I know I definitely need to like plan that part out though. Like where I'm going to stay, where I'm going to go, things like that, just so I can make sure I don't like plan it incorrectly. I probably need to book a lot of that stuff now if I'm going to do it. I got to figure out the dates though, you know, for Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Anybody know the Bourbon Festival dates right now for 2025? Has that even been released or talked about? Just because I know they sell out. So it's like the Super Bowl, right? The hotels get super expensive. If you guys looked up hotels around, you know, the Kentucky Derby, they're like $900 a night. It's crazy. North Florida, you've never had Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond? He says, first try, not bad at all. Bro, Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond's money. I love a little $50 banger. It's what I use for like old fashions most of the time. Like whenever I'm just like dumping, don't care what I'm drinking, I'm going Heaven Hill. I like the 100 proof. I like the flavors. It pairs pretty well. It's not overly sweet, so I can control the sweetness with the simple syrup and bitters and cherries. So Howard says August sometime. Should be selling tickets soon. The Kentucky Bourbon Festival is in August? In the summer? Wasn't it just in like September? Oh, August, September. I'm fucking stupid, guys. Don't listen to me. But if you haven't already, drop a little like on the stream, subscribe. We're on the road to 2,000 wow. But as a fallen bottle of the, why is my camera not focusing? What is happening here? There it goes. Another one bites the dust. Upside down. There, it will stay. This one was really good. Honestly, wish I would have saved just like a small pour for tomorrow, but that's a good sipper right here. And North says, dude, I've been drinking pretty much Jack and Fishhawk for the last 5 years. Finally broke out and started trying some new stuff last year. I'm excited for you to try all these things, bro. I mean, you're going to get a ton of different experiences. But I get what you mean. Don't. One thing I'll say is enjoy the bottles. You don't have to rush out and buy just a ton because it gets out of hand pretty quick. But it's a lot of fun. Thomas says, Kentucky Bourbon Festival, too many drunks. I'll fit right in. What do you want me to say? Sounds like a good time to me. No, it's got to be like a rite of passage, you know? I've never been to the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. I've been to small things here and there, but never the Kentucky one. I don't even know if I've been to Kentucky. Have I been to Kentucky? At least not like Kentucky. You know, I've been like in the edge or something. Iraq says, easy, Dom is just drinking and stumbling. Good time to me. No, I think it'll be fun. Go try a bunch of distilleries, make some videos, meet some people, hang out with some of you guys if you guys go. Obviously, I'll announce once I have my tickets, and then that way you guys know for sure I'm going. If something crazy happens, you know, I'll pick out dates. We'll try to do something like depending on how many people are interested, we'll set up some kind of like hangout area. Whether if we go get a private room at a bar or something like that, we'll find something to do where we can all just kind of hang back and bring some bottles, drink some pours. Stride says that Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond is very good. Had a friend's taste multiple bottles. They all seem to go back to Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. Get Gooder says, hello, brother. What up? Get her good. Welcome back to the stream. Happy Fridays, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so this Limestone Farms Bloodlines. I got to get a bottle of that. I may order one of those. The rest of the stuff is good, but this one's the money one for me. I wish you guys could like do like a scratch and sniff on the screen, right? I'm just like, here, try this. You know, make it easy on me. I live in my thoughts are in the future, you know. I'm trying to pull up the other one. Anyways, these are money. So, what should I drink some Heaven Hill next? I'm down to drink a little Heaven Hill. I'm still kind of upset with myself that I didn't buy the gift set one with the Glen. Because I really want the Glen. Iraq says, look at Talbot Taverns. It's like a block away from the festival. Cool spot. I may not pick something like super close to the festival, only because I probably want it closer to like wherever I'm staying, whether if it's in the middle or wherever. But it's definitely something to look at. So I'll get with you in Discord once we kind of like nail down some of the details. So that way, because you're gonna know more about that area than I do, you can help me plan it. You know, like whether if it's a spot or what we can do. We'll chat it up. He's like, I got it. The set is legit. Okay, okay. Get a good says, how are things? Things are amazing. Right. We're drinking some new bourbon sent to us for free, which is always good. Limestone Farms, up and coming distillery, breaking into their own juice soon. Pretty good. We picked up Woodford's double oak that we'll be cracking into this weekend. We're doing some blind tastings tomorrow with some Buffalo Trace stuff. So our schedule is full, but all with some fun stuff right now. Stry says Woodford's double oak. Woodford's double oak. I wish I had the bottle already. That way I can just show it. Eric says, yeah, we'll get it figured out. Yeah. I imagine I got to get the ticket first. Without the ticket, all this talk means nothing, you know. Then I got to book the hotel. We got to figure out where we're staying, figure out who's coming with me, and then that way we can kind of plan it. Because I may bring High Top. Maybe his people want to show up, so we'll make it kind of like a dual event type of thing. We'll have fun though. But I also want somewhere where like we can actually have some fun instead of just sitting like some closet corner room, you know. All right, so Limestone Farms in the books. I'm glad I tried it though. I'm glad he sent these. These are at least worth to bring back and have like they're not going to go to waste. Basically, they're definitely going to be drank. Gotta buy the Bloodlines though because I really enjoyed that. Fluffy Tranny says, what the fuck? That's fucking funny. Okay. Do you, boo boo? I don't give a fuck. The Conquistador 1513 from Oat Mash with half smoked oats, half rolled oats, aged in barrels of wood chips. North Florida. What is? Oh, fish hawk. Okay. I was like, for a second, I was like, what is he talking about? Damn. Tuxedo's dips. IROX doesn't have his wrench yet. Yeah, I mean, that's a weird comment in general, but I mean, it's obviously spam because he spammed it twice. Stride says, haha, Fluffy didn't make it. Technically, he's still here because I didn't block him yet, but it was probably a robot, you know. Since all my OGs are not here, my guys with the wrenches, I had to promote IROC. I had to. He's been waiting patiently. Rightfully so. Mr. Joker's going to pop in and be like, where's my pity wrench? IROC says, what the fuck? North Florida says, I'm gonna pull that one over. It says, I'm probably gonna grab that double oak store pick to start me off in the double oak world from Woodford's. No better way to start. No better way to start. IROC, make us proud. Get out there. No, the Woodford's double oaks, one of the best double oaks to me in general. Store picks are always going to be slightly elevated, depending on the store. I don't. I've had a sip of one. I've never bought one because I don't want to buy one from Total Wine. It's where I usually see them. But I hear some stores have amazing ones, so I don't think you can go wrong. Woodford's double oak in general is money. I was just making sure mine wasn't a store pick for some reason. But there's also other double oaks out there, but Woodford's has been my number one for the longest time. And if you're not a proof like snob yet, that one's the money one. The more you want proof, the more you're going to be like, I wish this Woodford's was slightly higher proof. And that's when I got the Nulu. But I got the Nulu, I got the Starlight, I got the Penelope Toasted, I got the 1910 Old Foresters. 1910 is also pretty good. I got a few other ones as well. And that's where I was just like, I love double oak. Some of my favorite stuff. Yeah, Northwest says local stores, so I don't mind establishing a relationship. Local places, for some reason, pick the best store picks. This is where I got, where did I put it? The Lucky 7 that's over here. The one that you guys saw me drink like all holiday. It's their store picks are incredible, right? I've never had one that I'm like, this didn't work. They're always good. So yeah, that's where I get my store picks most of the time. They have a Woodford's, but they've never like promoted it. And if they don't promote it, kind of makes me worried. I'm very like, not like OCD, but like I notice things like, why are you not putting this out? Being like, hey, I got this. Look at this store pick, you know? So. I feel like Heaven Hill is just very classic bourbon. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like, oh yeah, we're official. You know, I call it Haven Hill sometimes. People get pissed off, but I'm all for it. All right, because I think Eagle has taken over #1 from Woodford's Double Oak. For who? For you or for me? Eagle Rare? No, I really like Eagle Rare, but Woodford's to me is better. Only it just the issue that I have when explaining this stuff is like, I mean, that's a good point, I rock. Eagle Rare is really good. The double oak fits exactly with what kind of notes I want and everything like that. Like I love a little chocolate note. I love some brown sugar. I love some vanilla. I love a little spice, right? But that chocolate note's one of my favorites. So that's why I like Woodford so much, is it has it. Eagle Rare doesn't have that. Eagle Rare is just good, nice, and sweet. Northwest says the clerk didn't recommend the Heaven Hill, and it's really good. Oh, did recommend the Heaven Hill. It's really good. Growing on me. Heaven Hill is money, bro. I tell everybody all the time. It's good. It's not the best thing in the world by any means, but for $50 or under, especially if you find it on sale, it's really good. RX says they don't promote it. Maybe it's actually good. It's a good way to think about it. Maybe they're promoting it. They don't promote it because it is that good. But I will say they promote all their other ones, and all their other ones have been really good. So like, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, why aren't you? That's why I noticed it. Thomas says Lucky 7 Holiday Toast was one of my favorites of 2024. Mine too. I think it came in second for best pours. It just was delicious. You know what I mean? Like it hit the right spots. I bought it at the right time, right in the holiday season. I'll definitely be drinking that come next winter or in a couple minutes. It definitely feels like a winter vibe drink to me. Cold outside, little fire, s'mores, good friends, maybe some music. I'm here for it. Thomas said, or that IRX says, Heaven Hill 100 is good as shit. I mean, bro, it's money. Yeah, they wanted me to put it up against their private stock. I put this up against their private stock. You know what's funny? I wonder where they're contracting from, because I know their distillery is just now kind of getting up and running, so they haven't been doing their own distillate to my knowledge. their limestone kind of tastes like Heaven Hill a little bit. They may be getting some barrels from them. North Florida says promotion can be a double-edged sword. Look at what happened to MGP on Monday, bro. What happened to MGP, Brown Foreman, all these places, honestly pretty depressing. But I try to look at the bright sides because I don't control that stuff. Hopefully that means whiskey will be slightly cheaper and I can get what I want. And then that way the people that really do appreciate whiskey can get what they want too, instead of just all the hype. You know, I love a good hype train, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not shy to that stuff. I'm here for it. But I do like the waves. Like let me collect what I want now, and then you can come back in another 6 months and ride another wave. Stride says expected more from Heaven Hill grain to glass. It was missed. The mark for me went straight back to the bottle and bond. Stride, which one did you have? Bro, I have the rye. The rye is incredible. Yeah, I know the wheated one is supposedly the best one. I haven't had any of the other two, but the rye is money. Maybe I don't know rye that well, but I think it's money. Albright says, why is it that older guys, 30s or older, tend to get into whiskey/bourbon? Albright, well, typically what happens when you get older, especially when you hit 30, you're no longer able to go out and get hammered at the bars like you used to when you were 29 to 21, right? Your body just says, hey, I can't hang no more. But you still like to drink. You still like to have a good time. You just know your limits. So we dive into like the nuances of what makes whiskey, right? Because we used to order Jack and Cokes at the bar. Now we're drinking it straight up without all the sugar. And we're just getting into having some fun. And it's also a fun community to be in. But I also think Albright that a lot of hype's been on whiskey for the past few years, and it's slowly dying off now. Thank God, because I'm having to overpay for all my whiskey, but who says I'm over 30s? Bro, I look 25. I'm kidding. No, I'm definitely over 30. Not definitely, but I'm like over 30. Strife says not the rye or the wheated. Okay, so you have the original. Okay, I don't know. I don't know why it would not be that great. Maybe because there is nothing like too like crazy about it, right? And it's still expensive. I wish I could just let you try my rye. The rye is incredible. I love the rye. The rye is probably my favorite rye right now. Like it's just money. It's also mine's like 123.2 proof. So you're almost paying for like the proof with like some extra fun to it. I'd love to get the wheated one. Don't know if I'd pay for how expensive it really is. But again, right time, right place, right price, I'm all about it. North Florida says $51 bottle of Buffalo Trace when I can get it at Walmart for $25. It's just crazy. Maybe just uniform stores. I don't know. My town is strange, I guess. North Florida, I think what you're running into for the very first time since you really haven't broke out to a lot of different whiskeys over the past few years is that some stores realize that they can make more money by just saying they have it in store. People come in, they look at it, they almost buy it, but they don't because they realize it's too much. They buy something else instead. That's called a museum. Some stores just jack it up a couple bucks so they can make a couple extra bucks, you know? It's just some people are trying to capitalize on hype rather than just sell it for what it's worth. Thomas says Heaven Hill Granite Glass is pretty good. Hey, I'm with you on that. Albright says, I'm here for it. I don't drink at all, but I'm also interested in bourbon, and I love watching content like this. Well, I mean, I appreciate you watching. I'm glad you're kind of into it. To be honest, one of my favorite parts about whiskey, I do like a good cocktail. I do like to get a good drink going, but I like the weird, nerdy aspects because one of my favorite classes when I was in school was social studies and history. Whiskey, bourbon, all this stuff has a lot of history to it. It has a lot of like nuances to it. So that's the kind of part that kind of really intrigues me. but everybody's different, right? But that's what kind of drew me in to begin with. I've never been a big vodka guy or a big tequila guy. They don't sit right with me. I don't like adding a lot of stuff to my drinks because I don't like hangovers. I don't like sugar. I like a good old fashioned every once in a while. Those are kind of sweet though, so that's why we drink it in these fancy whiskey glasses. Tom says, I was lucky to have an old guy back in the 70s that showed me how to sip on good bourbon and enjoy it. Okay. Who was the old guys back in the 70s? Was that like dad, Gramps? Is that just a friend? Like, I need more to that story, Thomas. Stride says, a new respect is growing with rye. Stride, I don't know how long it's been since you've watched this stream, or if you're just brand new. This time last year, I didn't even like rye. I was like, please don't give me a rye. I'm not going to like it. Just don't want it. And it's slowly growing on me. And because I had like one that wasn't good. It just kind of pushed me away. You know what I mean? Now I kind of like slowly worked into it price-wise and proof-wise, kind of all over. And then I was just like, I bought the Redwood Empire Rocket Top. And I'm like, full send. You know, right to the top. Then I bought the Midwinter's Night Dram. I bought the Heaven Hill. I bought the 8-year New Rift, and like all of these are just been money. So I know when I got the rye, when I didn't like it, I just got one bottle that wasn't really good, you know, which was the Willet, by the way. Shots fired. So that's where like now I'm getting into like really good ryes, really good bourbons. I still love my budget stuff though. You know, it's hard to beat a good budget bottle. And I think that's the one thing that a lot of people overlook in whiskey and bourbon and in the culture in general. They want all these hype bottles, they want all these super expensive ones, and rightfully so. They got their time and place. But I think a lot of people kind of skip over the budget stuff, what's considered budget stuff. And that's where most of the value lies anyway. So I think this year in particular, I'm still going to get some expensive stuff, but I'm going to focus a lot on like some budget stuff as well. Stuff that anybody can go pick up. I'm going to walk into random liquor stores and stuff that just normally is on shelves. Like, let me pick that stuff up and try that. Kind of run through a ringer of those. Because I did that last year, but I didn't do as much. Right? I kind of stuck in like that middle ground. Like, still hard to get in some areas, but I can find it. Right? But I want to pick up some like easier stuff to get and try a lot of that stuff to see like what budget stuff's worth picking up that maybe nobody's even talked about, because they're just like, why would I pick that up? It's $13.99. Whatever. Either that, we'll test it. If I get into it and I'm like 6 bottles deep and none of them are worth it, then we may change course. But I think that's maybe what we'll do. Thomas says, neighborhood World War II veterans that enjoyed the whole bourbon/whiskey experience. That's fucking dope. Says just sitting around chilling, smoking cigars, a little whiskey, a little bourbon. That's cool memories though. Stride says that Heaven Hill under 50, I consider that close to the top for that budget. Me too. I agree. Heaven Hill, like, surprisingly enough, what's funny is why is that not focusing? What's happening? There it goes. What's funny is, like, to me, budget is under 50, right? I understand everybody's budget is different, by all means. Some budgets are $20, some are 30, some are 40, some are 50. For me, I'd say a budget bottle needs to be considered under 50 bucks. Because if you can only afford 20 bucks, wait another paycheck, if that's what you're really doing, to buy another bottle. Don't drink as much, right? Because if you're on that type of budget, maybe you do need to slow back and drinking, right? So I'd say if you can go out and have $50, what can you get? You know, I've done like my best bottle under 50. I've done best bottle under 25. You know, I've done stuff like that to an extent. But I think really kind of diving under 50 bucks would be pretty cool. Irex says, bro, just poured some Eagle Rare. Love this stuff. I only have a little bit left. We're going to kill that bottle tomorrow, so I'm going to save mine for tomorrow. So maybe save like one pour so we can drink it at the same time, kind of have some fun. I'm going to put the Heaven Hill back. And what should we drink next? Somebody was drinking something. What was it? Not the Woodfords. What are you guys drinking on right now? I don't want to do the holiday toast. I mean, I kind of do, but off topic, off of budget bottles. One bottle I'm still waiting for is the short barrel maple finished bourbon, the Sasquatch. I'm still waiting on that one to come in. Soma Dig says, I cannot find Eagle Rare for the life of me. Hey, bro, it took me like fucking 8 months to find one bottle Eagle Rare. Stride says, I need to give Eagle Rare another chance. If you were even debating not, then yeah, it's a gimme. Eagle Rare is money, bro. I love Eagle Rare. They all have like their time and place, don't get me wrong, but like I love some E.H. Taylor, love some Eagle Rare, love some Weller, Blanton's on occasion. But if I had to choose one that I could just drink, like if you said, hey, pick one, I'm picking Eagle Rare. For price, for proof, for flavor, for age, it's all worth it. Let me swing this over. Maybe I'll drink this one. This one's Manifest is like special little limited bottle. Or maybe even like some St. Augustine. I can go for that right now. Or Green River. I haven't had Green River in a minute. Tater Dom says that Wild Turkey, 70th for me right now. That's one bottle I did not ever see. I never saw it on the shelves. I do want it though. But I know it's not as, like, you could just get Wild Turkey 101 for me. Like, I heard a lot of people said you could just get that. I simply just want the bottle. But I don't want somebody to just send me an empty bottle, so. Potato Don, welcome back. Thomas says, early times, J.W. Dant and JTS Brown are good if you only have 20 or so. Well, Thomas, those are things that we'll definitely break into this year. Not the early times. I don't care for early times. I have early times. But the other ones we'll definitely look into. Someone Dig says, also tried mellow corn for the first time this week. It was hard to put down. Really? I've never had mellow corn. I know it's cheap, but I've never been like, ooh, let me pick that up. You know, like things like that. Like it sounds crazy, but like those are the things I want to try this year. I want to live life on the bourbon on the budget scale for a little bit, just to like test it out. Let me just see what's out there, because that's one of the things that, like, with growing the channel, nobody cares about the budget stuff too much. I do, but you know, I just want to kind of like throw those bottles in more often than trying to go hunt down the most expensive ones I could possibly find. Stride says, do you see the Rocket Top readily available or hard to find? For me, in Florida, Jacksonville, the Rocket Top is always at ABC Liquors. ABC Liquors here is not a state ran store. That's just the name of the brand. But they always have a Rocket Top and a Grizzly Beast. So, yes, I could go anytime and go pick one up. You can also order it on their website right now. So, if you were like dying for it, you can pick up almost all the Redwood Empires right now on the website. Some Dig says, hey, it's Bottled and Bond Man. Bottled and Bond. Dun, 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 dun. North Florida says, yeah, I feel you. I grabbed that at $8.99. Benchmark, just wanted to see. Bro, Benchmark's money. So, oh, the Benchmark 8. Yeah, I get you, though. I mean, sometimes an $8 bottle is worth exploring. Sometimes it's not. He says, going for that foolproof soon. Heard it was better than the Benchmark 8. The foolproof Benchmark is the best one, apparently. I personally don't technically know, because every time I go for it, I fuck it up. It's just that one. It's like my Achilles heel, you know. And like no joke, I went twice. Somebody said, "Hey, go get Benchmark Foolproof." I said, "I got you." I went to the store and I picked up Benchmark Bonded because I just thought that's what he said. Came back, they said, "No, foolproof." I said, "Okay, gotcha." I went back, got single barrel. Don't know why. Don't know why. And then ever since then, I really haven't seen foolproof. But anytime I have, it's always when I have like a full cart of stuff, and I'm like, that extra $25 right now really just would push over budget. So let me hold off. So Stride says, I frequent ABC in Tallahassee, so I'll check it out. Yeah, ABC has been a good one for me on just like random stuff. Total Wine is good for like the white label stuff. On the occasion, like Pipe Dream 101 has been in there. But they've had the Rocket Top. What else did they have? Oh, they had the cast strength stuff too. Total Wine did. So, Northward says the Benchmark 8 will get drank. The wife will never know her mixed drinks. I mean, Benchmark 8's made for the mixed drinks. So, if somebody's just mixing, I have this conversation with my brother quite often. Like, he likes bourbon, but he also likes the same bottle that he buys to just be able to throw in with like Coke, right? He doesn't want to think about it. And I go, you should really have a bottle simply just for the Cokes, right? Just that you want to mix with like that. And then have a bottle for your old fashions and have Pipe Dream to sip on. He really loves the Pipe Dream white label. So maybe I need to stock his bar or something. I don't know. But he'll put the Pipe Dream in with Coke and old fashions. He'll do whatever with it. For $35, I mean, kind of hard to argue his method, but at the end of the day, to me, feels kind of a waste, but I get it. Los Flores says, let's go Stride. Got the trifecta, Tally, Jax, Gainesville. Well, yeah, we're trying to cover Florida right now, boys. I cover St. Augustine too. All categories that is St. Augustine, Jax. That's all me. Got it all day. This is a Jacksonville whiskey right here, Stride. I don't know exactly where you live, but and you don't have to tell me. It's okay. But this is Manifest whiskey out of Jacksonville. They're right downtown next to the stadium. But they have a 100% rye mash bill that they do all in-house. They have a 95.5 mash bill they do. They do some vodka. They do some barrel-aged gin. And this one in particular was like a test thing, right? They just want to see if they could do bourbon in-house, what kind of issues they'd have. And this one is a wheated rye, a 3-year age, 100 proof, 85% wheat, 15% rye. No joke, it's money. Sang Lee just subscribed. Welcome to the family. Appreciate the subscription. As always, drop a little like on the stream if you haven't. Boys, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, help a brother out. We're on the way to 2,000. Trying to hit that pretty quick so that way we can keep on cruising. We're going to do giveaways soon. I just have to figure some things out. I want mine to be like decent, but we got some work to do. Thomas says Pipe Dream is a good one to pour to start the night. Nothing wrong with that statement. Pipe Dream, just regular white label, start the night off. It's a decent bourbon, good flavors, low proof. You can go upwards from there, you know. So I agree with that. I love Redwood Empire. You guys know that. Tato Dom, the welcome committee says cheers. Welcome, Sang Lee. North Florida says already bought our second Pipe Dream this year. It's winning the store had about 6 or 7 different redwoods. I'm excited. I love redwood. You know, I try not to like completely be like redwood, but I love their stuff. But I do like different expressions. When I started this channel, one of the biggest things I wanted to do was try different expressions of whiskey, different brands, different distilleries, different people putting in their own thoughts and ideas into a bottle. I found redwood and I literally was like, ooh, this one's good. I'll try one more. I tried the second one. I go, this is this is really good. So then I tried 2 more, and I tried 3 more, and now I have this whole shelf is Redwood Empire. So, one to kind of watch this year, towards the end of the year, especially the New Rift. New Rift has been distilling in-house for a while. They're slowly growing their stuff. Their stuff's only going to get longer aged. They already have an 8-year bourbon, 8-year rye out. I expect them to have longer aged stuff, longer aged single barrels. Things are going to get a little bit more premium for them, but they've kept the cost the same, so I imagine that they're going to do the same. Tater Dom says, do you happen to have the tracking for the OWA? By any chance, coming up first? Still haven't received, unfortunately. OWA. What's OWA? OWA. Tater Dom, I don't know what OWA is. North Florida says, I want to try Frey Ranch, another Cali brand. North Florida Frey Ranch is a Nevada brand, I believe. I don't have it. I've never tried Frey Ranch. I've been looking for them. Part of me doesn't want to buy their... I just want to buy their cask strengths because I feel like I'll like those more. And I feel like I'll drink those more. So I don't want to buy their regular lineup because I know I'll end up still buying the cask strength. So Stride. So yeah, Redwood Empire is based out of California. Originally, they did contract distilling. And now, officially now, even their single barrels, which is the haystack needle, stuff like that, everything is all their own juice. They do no blends. It's all them. So everything I've had has been all them. So they've been good. Tater Dom says, Old Weller Antique. Oh, Antique 107? Yeah, I saw that like months ago. You never got your bottle? I'll go look back in emails and see what the tracking was. It said delivered, though. I thought you were fucking with me one night. But if you never got it, like, are you in the Discord? If you're not in the Discord, I'll check. I could have swore I emailed it to you, though. Just made a note. I'll check it. I could have swore it said delivered, though, but we can figure some out. Thomas says, just picked up a Frey Ranch farm strength today. Having a pour tomorrow during the Lions game. Hey, fuck. You know what sucks is like I know that the football's going on tomorrow, but I'm going live. I'm rooting for the Lions. But I know people are going to be watching that, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm still going live, so turn me on in the background or something. But definitely, I want to hear your thoughts on that because I think so far you haven't recommended anything too bad. And I really want to get that, but I don't want to. It's like it's been a while. I want you to have it. I saw you. I mentioned it, and when I went into the party chat one night, I go, "Did he say he didn't get that?" And somebody's like, "I don't know if he was joking." And then I checked the tracking. I could have swore it said delivered, but I'll check it after stream. Stride says Frey Ranch is farm to glass operation, right? Yes. Everything is like, it is their own, like their mash bill is all grown by them. Like their corn, their rye, their everything is grown by them. They take that and they make whiskey, they make rye, they make bourbon, and they have some fun. So it's one of the cool things about Frey Ranch. Frey Ranch kind of reminds me of like the show The Ranch with Ashton Kutcher. I like that show. It's one of the shows I watched when the wife was on maternity leave and we were watching the kid. It's just something we watched. So, kid update, he's almost walking. What's crazy is like, I started this channel before we had the kid. I was live when the wife went into labor. Obviously, I came back. We had the Whaler Special Reserve whenever I came back after the kid was born. and now he's almost walking. He's got his teeth just popped, but he's cruising, so it's cool. We'll bring him on. We'll bring him on sometime. Stry says I walked past a few of these, just haven't picked it up yet. I only want to get the cast strength versions, just because of proof and like price. Like I know I don't want to buy 2 bottles of the same thing. I'd just rather get the cast strength, and I haven't found those yet. That's kind of my issue. I found the rye. I haven't found the bourbon. I found the rye, just like regular offering, and I said, "Hey, that's pretty cool." I almost bought it, and I will if I just run out of ideas someday. But I'd rather just wait to try and get the cast strength. That sounds like super proof snobby of me, but that's just me trying to save a couple bucks. That's all. Thomas says he wasn't impressed with the Frey Ranch Rye bottled and bond. Okay. I more want the bourbon, but if I like the bourbon, I get the rye pretty much immediately. I do like being able to get a distillery, kind of like I use New Rift and Redwood as an example, or fucking Still Austin for that matter. These new craft distilleries is what I consider them. If I like their bourbon, I want to try their rye. I want to try their other offerings. I want to see what they got. I want to see what everything they're doing, you know? Because once I buy in, I buy in. You can tell. Redwood Empire, I bought in. New Rift, I bought in. They just don't have too many different offerings that I'm going to go find. I will be getting their. I'm going to get a new single barrel bourbon this year from them. I'm going to wait till later in the year to see if maybe they come out with like a higher aged one or something. But then I'm going to get a single barrel rye from them. Still Austin. I don't even think you can see them. They're on the end of this shelf. I do want their cigar blend. I was trying to get that. It just didn't work out. I don't care for the bottled and bonds too much, but I'll get their cast strength rye eventually. But that's kind of down the road because I'm not dying for it. It's a matter of if, not when. Or it's a matter of when, not if. So. Thomas says, have the bourbon, but it's sitting around the floor. Sitting around in the floor. Whiskey hasn't been opened yet. I mean, maybe it's time to crack that bad boy then. I mean, the Frey Ranch, I want to try it. I want to try the cast strength. That's where I want to go. I mean, if I didn't have to buy it, I'd try the regular one too, but I know I have to buy it. So, unless Frey Ranch is going to see this, all of a sudden hook a brother up, but they're not going to see this. North Florida says, we tried our first rye, bonded rye from JD. It was on sale. It's a good one, the bonded rye. And we both loved it. Just makes the whole hunt more difficult now with ryes too. I agree. Because sometimes you'll see some good rye, sometimes you'll see some good bourbons. That's why, like, I try to get the, how you want to word it? When I try something new, I'm personally more of a bourbon kind of guy than a rye. I know I always will be. So I'll go try the bourbon first. If I like the bourbon, I'm gonna get the rye. It won't even be a question. I'll pick it up. So that way I can see their other offerings. But if I don't like their bourbon, then I know I'm not gonna like their rye because I know it just doesn't gel well with me. The same thing with like Heaven Hill, not the bourbon. Picked up a rye when I found one. New Rift, I got their single barrel bourbon, and then I bought a malted straight rye for 6-year age, an 8-year rye, and an 8-year bourbon all at the same time. Redwood Empire has been like an escalator of buying everything. Not New Rift, Still Austin. Bought the cast strength bourbon, loved it. Moved on to their red corn and their straight rye. I'm actually not going to drink that Green River. I'm going to drink some Still Austin. I think that's a good move. I'm going to drink the red corn, though, because I have not drank this pretty much since I opened it. Even though it's not bad, there's nothing wrong with it. Thomas says, so many great bottles of rye out there lately. You're not wrong. There is a ton of ryes out there that are just like, hey, this is pretty fucking good. But it's all about like timing for me, you know? Like what's funny is I probably drank more Old Granddad 114 this month than I've drank anything. Stry says the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof is what I opened my eyes to rise. Now I'm definitely looking for them. Me too, but I haven't had this Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. I've had the bourbon. I have the high proof bourbon, 133 proof. But the rye, it's just one of those ones where I don't want to pick it up until I find the right proof. That sounds super snobby of me, but I can find it at like 115, 120 proof. I really want one at 130. Soma Dig says, never seen that up in PA. Heard good things. The red corn's money. It's got this different, like, it's different, right? I mean, if you're just talking about Still Austin's really good. But the red corn is just like different. A little bit more expensive. But it's made with red corn instead of the regular corn. Gives it a little bit extra sweetness to it. Like a different sweetness, not extra, I'd say. This is obviously the summer 2024 edition. I'm just gonna, oh my God, that was fucking delicious. I don't know if it was just because whatever else I was drinking. That was amazing sip. Yeah, this is 5-year age, 100 proof, Still Austin red corn bourbon whiskey. I also like Still Austin because a lot of the art they use is from local tattoo artists, which I thought was pretty cool. iRock says, LOL, my bad. You're bad for what, bud? Did you fall asleep or something? Thomas says, Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye is a must buy. Over 130 proof are the best in my opinion. I agree. The Jack Daniel's single barrel proof bourbon that I have is 133.3 proof. It is incredible. I just wish I could find the rye that way. I have not. I found lower proof ones, and they're kind of pricey. And that's why I'm like, if I can wait till I find a higher proof one, I'm all about spending the money for it because I love Jack Daniel's, but I just feel like it's almost like you're playing like the lottery. Like, just wait till you find a good one. It's going to happen. Just win, not if. Stride says he has one at 133. Stride, I might be confusing you with somebody. Did you used to be in the stream a lot way back when? Did you ever call in, or am I thinking of somebody else? Lord Floor says, yeah, Tom, I see it. I'll grab it next paycheck. Yeah, North Florida. I think obviously you need to grab that Woodford's Double Oak. The Old Granddad 114. I mean, the Jack Daniel's single barrel per fry is a good pick too. But also, like, from like the budget standpoint, if you haven't already, the Bullet 12-year age is around 50-ish bucks. Not a bad rye, especially if you're going from bourbons to rye. It's a good middle range. This is a 95.5 mash bill, so it's pretty good. Stry says, no, been here for a few weeks. I'm thinking of somebody else, and I have no idea who I'm thinking of. But I appreciate you being here for a few weeks, though. I know you were in here. I just don't know how long. I'm like mixing you up, I guess. Teardom says 130 proof are usually from barrel house 8, 9, 10, 11, and 13. These are the same barrel house as the Coy Hills, Thomas Anderson. Well, I mean, Teardom, that's at everybody now. Teardom with the big facts. So does that mean I basically have a Coy Hill? Does that mean I have the one of the one? Just saying. Anyways, Thomas says they are available at most everywhere. Facts. He's like, I have mentioned this Jack Daniels rye before, though. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, the JD ryes, I know it's money. And I've had pieces of it. But I don't want to buy one until I find the high proof one, like the snob I am, apparently. Just because that's what I want. So, you know what I'm going to do this weekend? I'm going to go look for one. Not that I'm like going to like, I'm not going to buy it unless I find it 130 or more. But I'm going to like actively like pick up each bottle and see if I can't find one. No Raggerts. Hold on. North Florida says, have you tried the Sagamore? Heard good things about the double oak rye. Almost grabbed it. The newer single barrel bourbon instead. Oh, he grabbed the newer single barrel bourbon instead a few weeks back. I'm grabbing the new Rift above everything most of the times. When it comes to the Sagamore, I have not had that. I did hear good things though. Cool. Tater, I got your email. I'm gonna check on that once the stream ends. I'll let you know what happened or when the new one's coming. I'll resend you one. I don't care. If you already got it though, like that kind of messed up. But I don't think you're doing that. Anyway, no Sagamore. I haven't had it. The double oak rye will be bought eventually this year because I almost bought it like 3 times, but I don't know. I don't know why I didn't buy it. I can't remember. There was a reason, but no good ones. Stry says, I'm going to pull that bottle down and get the exact proof. Go pull it. Tell me. If it's 33.3 proof, I'll be curious where you got it. Iraq says, my budget bourbons are 25 to 35. Are Evan Williams 100, Cooper's 100, Old Forester 100, JB7, Old Overholt 114, and Old Granddad 114. So Old Granddad 114 is probably at the top of my list there. Little Jim Beam. I'm here for it. Definitely want to get the Old Forester's 100 this year. I've had it. I just don't have a bottle. So I'd like to have that in here just to be able to talk about it. And IRX says, and anything benchmark. So, I mean, these are good lists, right? To me, budget's still under 50 bucks, but I love where this comment is at. 25 to 30 bucks is like a prime example of where people overlook it a lot. So that will be definitely something we kind of like focus on this year to an extent. I'm still going to do some other stuff too, don't get me wrong, but like if you're curious to what the best budget bottles is this year is going to be the year we actually figure that out, is what I'd say. Stride says 133.2 proof, Barrel House 109. All right, Stride, you talked me into it. I got to figure it out too. Can't reach. So I picked up, I've told this a million times already, but I'm going to do it again. So I picked up a 375 milliliter on purpose because it had the higher proof. So I have the Jack Daniels single barrel, barrel proof, Tennessee whiskey, 133.3 proof. It doesn't say where it came from though. Oh wait. Barrel House 2-12. I couldn't draw up a better numbers for me. Those are like my lucky numbers right there, by the way. 22 to 12. And then you have barrel number 22 03912, bottling date 4.1222. This was only like 2 months after I got married. Damn, bro. So, my little Jack Daniels here. I'm saving on to that last sip because this thing's money, but I love talking about it because it's such a unique bottle and a unique story that goes with it. That's why I keep it. So yeah. Anyways, Teardom says, thanks, call me old fashioned. I got you, bro. We'll make sure whatever's happened, we'll take care of it. Thomas says, Dura single barrel rye and bourbon are great, especially the ones over 115 proof. Thomas, I agree. Mine's at 111 proof. New Rift high proof stuff is fucking delicious. I wish it was a little bit easier to find some of the higher proof. I want to get the rye. That's one of the other ones that I'm going to be like, if I find one like 100 proof or 102 proof, I won't buy it. I'm going to wait till I find like 110 on the rye at least. But that New Riff stuff's money. There's a few brands that I'm really, really into. Right now, obviously, my Redwood, New Rift, still Austin. I'm still a big fan of Woodford's. But besides Woodford's, I'm going to say, I mean, all of them, really. Don't get me wrong. But St. Augustine's been a good one this year, or 2024 was a good one. And then Nulu. Nulu is also one that I want to break more into this year because they just gave me some really great offerings, and I'm like, I gotta get more, you know? Things I'll probably stay a little bit away from. Sorry, Tux. I'm going to stay a little bit away from Penelope this year. You know, a 1-to-3 or 1 out of 3 ratio just isn't that great for me. I love the Architect. I'll pick up another Architect when it runs out, though. I definitely want to pick up some more short barrel stuff this year. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of stuff I want to pick up, but it's just depending on price, you know. iRock brought this up in the Discord, I think, or last stream. He says, New Riff does a barrel every year at the festival. That's one I probably couldn't pass up. I'd have to get that, you know. Thomas says, it took me a year to find those 115 proof New Riffs. That's what I mean, you know. I don't mind the wait because I have some. I'm not dying for it, but like I really do want. It sounds so snobby, you know. I don't want it to sound snobby. But like I'm like I do want it to be that proof. Like I want the most out of my money, you know. But if it doesn't happen towards the end of the year, I'll start picking up some stuff that I've been waiting for that I just couldn't get. Strice says, I gotta pull that one over. Strice says, I love the craft companies. Lets people know the American dream is still out there. It is. It's gonna be harder to get this year, especially with the whiskey industry kind of taking a little nosedive right now. You know, people laying people off. But I think with places like Brown-Forman, you know, and all these other big name places kind of slowing down, I think they're also realizing that people do want to try other things as well. Brand loyalty is not as extreme as it once was. I think Buffalo Trace has cornered the market on saying, hey, you want what we got and we know it. But that's because of how limited they release stuff. And the hype still around it. Nobody's breaking your neck over a Jack Daniels 10-year. You know, you're just paying for it. But, you know, that's where like we kind of win some, we lose some. Teardom says, ooh, speaking of Woodfords, were you able to get yourself a Woodfords Reserve double oak? They dropped in Clearwater, Costco. Not sure how far that is from you. Call me old fashioned, 160. Teardom, You missed the first half of the stream. Tater, if you have not seen my little 60-second hype video, I think it's called the Bourbon Hunt. Go look that up. Go watch that. I was able to get one, but you may have to rewatch the whole stream for see me to tell the whole story about it. But I've been hunting that bottle for 5-6 years. I got one. It's not here in this room, but we're gonna either break that open tomorrow or Sunday. Tomorrow we're gonna have a special guest on tomorrow. He's gonna do a blind ranking of Buffalo Trace products in an old fashioned. I'm gonna do the pours, and we're gonna chat about it. We're gonna do that kind of stuff. I may end up opening the bottle, or I may end up just waiting till Sunday and doing that separately. So you never know. But I have it. Oh, I have it. Northflower says Penelope Weeded or Havana. I'll probably grab it if I see it. I do want the Penelope Weeded. That's one bottle I feel like get me back on track with it. Havana is going to be hit or miss for me. It's either going to be really good or really bad. So if I'm going to spend my money, I'm probably going Weeded. But that's just me, Havana is going to be that rum finish. Northflower says Fishhawk has been there since 2012. Kind of hoping for some 12-year releases. Hope they are not impacted. I'll have to show them some love. North Florida, I think we all got to show them some love, especially people here in Florida. Sometime coming up, I'm going to have to go to the distillery. Maybe, if I can plan it out properly, maybe we can have you come with me and you can kind of teach me your ways of the Fishhawk bourbon. Taylor says, noise. I'll go back and rewatch before tomorrow. Yeah, it's 60 seconds. It's a little like hype trailer because it was Woodford's kind of killed my video, but I had the trailer ready to post whenever Woodford's released their statement that hey, it's going to be released in 2 days like they always do, but they did it different this year. So I just released it anyway because I put time and effort into the video. But I'm going to pivot from it and we're still going to make something in the realm of like a super high-end bourbon hunting video. I know nobody else is going to be able to even come close to what I'm doing, so I'm not worried about like showing it off. But yeah, I'm gonna pivot slightly. It's going to be very movie-esque, very documentary / normal bourbon hunting video / storytelling with a lot of cinematic aspects to it. So it's going to be something that's really new to the bourbon industry that I think will be fun. It's been something I've been wanting to do for a while. I just don't have the time. So I made some time to make the trailer, and I was going to do that video this month when they released towards the end of the month, but they released it early. They made it nationwide. The video kind of loses its luster if I just walk into Costco, grab the bottle, and go, wow, cool, I got it. You know what I mean? So we're gonna review the double oak anyway because I have to. I can't. There's no way I'm waiting a year to try it. So try it. Says play it again for the people in the back. I mean, I can play it again. It's a cool video, bro. It's a really. I mean, maybe I'm too biased, but it's one of those videos where for me, I just thought it was something like super unique because I don't see anybody trying to bring this aspect to bourbon. Again, I could be biased. Maybe I am. I don't know. So this is obviously my page. There's a video right here called Bourbon Hunting. Right back. So that is the video, right? That's the kind of stuff I do like on a daily basis for my normal job. And I was just able to have time to put it into the stuff that I actually like doing, which is bourbon and whiskey. So the farther this channel goes on, the more stuff will be like similar. I'm not gonna just make it all that, you know what I mean? I don't think that's possible, but I wanted to make something super cinematic, super storytelling-esque, right? Because the next thing was gonna be cutting to the actual chase to get up to Kentucky for the one day that Woodford releases the double oak at the distillery, the trials and tribulations it takes to get there, because I'm fucking 10, 12 hours away. You know what I mean? We'll get up there, get in line, get the bottle, and ultimately hunt in Kentucky. You know, figure out what else is up there. Maybe meet up with a couple of subscribers, meet up with a couple of random friends, have some good drinks, good pours, and really tell a really fun story with it. But Woodford sent an email the same morning that I uploaded it and said, hey, nationwide, motherfuckers, and kind of killed the video. So I'm going to pivot. I still want to do a video like that, though, you know, but I just have to like kind of rewrite it, or rewrite what's in my mind as far as how I want that video to look. So I don't want to do the normal bourbon hunting videos. They're cool. They're fine, but I just want to have something different. North Florida says, I'm down to visit. In February is looking good. February is looking good. I'm down for February. But appreciate it, Strive. For the people in the back, hopefully you watched. Tom says, Penelope weed is supposed to be a budget friendly. Thomas, even better. I don't know what the cost is for the weeded, but if it's budget friendly, I'm all about picking that up. Strive says next bottle he's looking for is the Bardstown Weeded. I'd love to pick that one up too. I haven't seen it anywhere though, even though it's supposed to be somewhat easy to find. I'd love to have that one. Thomas says, I have the Bardstown, but it is still unopened. Thomas, sounds like you have a bunch of unopened stuff that you need to crack, but who am I to judge? Alex says, don't know how you got those angles, but pretty cool. I'm here for a good time, bro. My day job's a videographer. Night job, bourbon drinker. Stry says, great video, just what the bourbon world needs. The bourbon world needs something, you know. You got people that review whiskey. You have people that are really good at bourbon hunting. Where I'm going to fucking shine is a storytelling side on like some really cool looking videos, but also like just hanging out and having a good time because I'm a normal person. I like to mix up all three into one like really weird, crazy video. So that video is something I actually had in mind for over the past year. So last year when I missed the release, because I missed it just by pure being dumb, I was supposed to release that video that last year. So this year I had everything planned out. I had the trailer already kind of prepped up for when they release because normally Woodford's Double Oak releases January 27th, and normally it's in that window. And they normally send you an email like 2 days, 3 days in advance saying, hey, party at the distillery, come hang out with us. We're releasing this. Very small, limited quantities, 375 bottles, 50 something bucks. Come pick you up some. And I was gonna drop everything, drive up, pick up a bottle, drive back. You know what I mean? Do some extra stuff too, right? Make the video worth it. But at the end of the day, that's really what it was. But I was gonna make that storytelling mode of that just so entertaining, in my opinion, that like you can't look away. You gotta know if I get it or not. For me to film the video now, like everybody knows you can just walk into Costco and go get it if you just go in at the right time. So we're going to change storylines once I find the right storyline that kind of fits well. That's also not complete bullshit, you know, because I'm not here to just lie to nobody. So, you know, find the right storyline, tell that story in a way nobody's ever seen before, and like have a good time with it. Thomas says, I'm so behind in trying juice. I haven't bought in November and December. I've never seen so many great bottles available in Michigan in the last few months of the year. Thomas, one thing you got to learn with bourbon, with whiskey, with rye, everything releases between Halloween and New Year's. Everything pumps into these liquor stores for the holidays because they know one of two things are going to happen. People are going to buy it for hype, people are going to buy it because they like it, or people are going to buy it because it's a gift. So they're never going to not run out. So all the hype stuff's going to deplete, and then the normal stuff's going to sell. So that's like the biggest time for bourbon and whiskey. I wish I had a bigger budget for those months. I just didn't, because there's tons of stuff dropping. And I bought a lot of stuff. But if you imagine if I had an unlimited budget, I would have went crazy. Strides I've learned from watching these bourbon guys is to open those bottles. Best thing I've done, I'm not drinking the whole bottles, but I enjoy the sips. Stride, I agree. I've had this bottle for quite a few months. I open the bottle, I take a sip, I try it. If I love it, like love it, I'm gonna just drink it. If I just really like it, I'm gonna set it on the shelf, right? And I'm gonna visit in a few months. I'm gonna try it again, and then I'm gonna try it again. And really, like, I'd say this one in particular, the Still Austin Red Corn, it did very well with opening up. I opened up the bottle, let some air in for a second. The bottle itself opened up, and the flavors expanded. It's really well made. But again, everybody's different. They like different stages. But I have a shit ton of whiskey, so it's hard for me to drink a single bottle till finish, you know. So Strice says the only bottle not opened is the Van Winkle 12-year. So I'm gonna finish this pour, and then I will finish with my Van Winkle Lot B sample. Or should I save this tomorrow? Maybe I should just save it tomorrow. That way I can rub it in my buddy's face. What else do I have? I have the Knob Creek 12-year, E.H. Taylor single barrel. The other ones are covered. I can't see. I don't know. I don't have the list. Thomas says, usually we don't see that much, but 2024 was insane on the amount of great bottles. 2024 in general could be classified as the year of the bourbon. So many great bottles released. So many hard to get bottles became a little bit easier, just slightly. Not tons, but slightly. So many distilleries came out with new expressions. Everybody's competing. 2025, I don't expect that. I think 2025 to be a year of, let me dial it back, because a lot of distilleries are going to say, hey, we competed, we didn't win, we weren't the best. Let me tone it back a minute, because I'm wasting a lot of money. Because these distilleries are fighting for our business, you know. They all want our own money. As much as we all want to give it to everybody, we just can't. It's not going to work, you know. So some distilleries are going to survive, some won't. Unfortunately, I wish they all could survive and they can all keep growing great. But in the world of life, naturally, some distilleries are going to die off. They're not going to make it through whatever slump that we are in or going to be in. And hopefully, I think a lot of these distilleries are prepared, or I hope they are. You know, I don't want them to go away. Whether they're big, small, I haven't tried them, or I have, I don't want any of them to disappear because I like talking about them. But if one of your distilleries disappears, I would expect that you're kind of prepared for it. Still Austin, New Rift, Redwood, some of my favorites this year, they're not going nowhere, so don't even worry. So, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're cruising on about 2 hours. I gotta use the little streamer's room, and then I'll be right back. So, if you guys don't mind, hang out in the chat, talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be back in just a couple minutes. Beauty. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Sorry about the intermission. Sometimes I drink and I have to go to the bathroom. I also got water because you have to stay hydrated. Thomas says, I noticed many small distilleries in Michigan raise their prices to ridiculous levels, but I know they're just trying to survive. Totally get it. As much as I hate that, like, I understand it. So hopefully it works for them, but I don't think that's the right move. But at the same time, I get it. North Florida says, I think I'll do Russell's 10 for my final pour of the night. It's a pretty good final pour, though. Stry says, this economy demands higher prices for survival. I agree, unfortunately. You know, I wish it wasn't the case, but it is, you know. But that's why I said, like, a lot of these distilleries aren't going to survive the next couple years simply based off of there's only so high you can charge for a bottle. I'm going to use Limestone as an example. 185 for the private stocked. You know what I mean? Like, not a lot of people are buying that. I mean, if they are, great, good on them. Me personally, I'll buy the Bloodlines, the cheaper one, but I'm not buying the 185 one. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, drop a like on the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're on the road to 2,000. I'm trying to get there super quick so that way we can build on that momentum. Tomorrow we're going to be going live. I'm going to have a special guest come on. We're going to do a blind tasting of Buffalo Trace products, which what I mean by that is E.H. Taylor Single, E.H. Taylor Small Batch, Eagle Rare, Weller Special Reserve, and Blends. They're going to do a blind and old fashioned, and I'm going to do a blind of their pours. That way we can just kind of have fun with it, you know, kind of give you two spectrums. I'd love to do the old fashions. It's just I don't want to waste that much bourbon. Maybe we open the Woodford's double oak at the end, or we save that till Sunday. I know there's football going on, but if you guys tune in, watch, hang out, even if you turn us on in the background, I appreciate that stuff. So I think we finish off this pour and we have one more, and that will be kind of the end of the night for us. So if you guys have any recommendations, slam them down in the comments now. Let me know what you think I should have as my last pour while I put this one away. If not, I'm gonna just pick something random. Last pour. Thomas says, good night all. Thomas, I appreciate you hanging out, bud. We'll be live tomorrow. Just pop in, say hey if you could. Stride says, so some of these guys are working off old money too. Take JT Melick, old rice farmer in LA, putting out great whiskey. I'm not saying they're all going to die. Not all of them are going to die by any means. But there's some that I don't even know of that will die off this year just because they couldn't get their brand out quick enough. They put too much money in. And the issue is what we're gonna run into this year is economy is going super high, right? Things cost a lot. People don't want to spend a lot on whiskey. Whiskey costs a lot. We're gonna run into a wall eventually of where whiskey needs to come down or we need to spend more. I think the consumers will win and say, hey, I'm only spending this much. And I just think in reality, like there's only so far some distilleries can go and make a profit. Eventually they'll die out because of that. Not that I want them to, just because they will. Stride says rocket top. Stride, you always know how to ride the end the night off good. I got about half the bottle of Rocket Top left because one of my favorite ryes. I'm gonna grab a new Glen. I'm gonna grab the St. Augustine one. So the Rocket Top, in general, right? Or the Grizzly Beast. Part of like the sex appeal of this bottle is the label. Like, look how fucking this bottle is sexy looking. I love the art. This is batch 4, distilled in spring of 2019. The mash bill on this is going to be 89% rye, 5% wheat, and 6% malted barley. Obviously, it's bottled in bond, which means it's 100 proof. So just so everybody knows, I'm not like completely just like, oh, I love Redwood Empire. It's so amazing. I did a blind, and in that blind, I had this one, Rocket Top, bottled in bond from Redwood. I had the Emerald Giant from Redwood Empire. I had the Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye. I had the Bullet 12-year Rye. I had the Still Austin Straight Rye. And I had, what else did I have in there? I had something else. It was a big blind. I did a massive blind. Rocket Top won by a landslide. It wasn't even close. Like, I was like, this one's the best. Let's figure out second place. I believe Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye came in second. Then I believe Still Austin. Then I believe it was Bullet 12-year. And then, I had the Bardstown Rye in there too. Bardstown Rye, the last place came to the Redwood Empire Emerald Giant. So, just so you know. You can go back and you can rewatch that. It was a live stream we did almost somewhere around a year ago. So, we have a lot more ryes. We're definitely going to do some more blinds in the coming future, right? A new rye blind, a new bourbon blind, Buffalo Trace. Right, we're gonna kind of re-up, figure out where we're at currently, and we can kind of move from there. But this one in particular, just was money. It's got a really good nose, earthy, minty, spicy, but also just the proof is just perfect, right? Like, it's 100 proof, but it drinks like 105. Really good spice on the back end of the back of your throat, but still has a nice little caramel vanilla note on the beginning. Little sweetness level to it. It almost feels like a bourbon rye, but it's 89% rye. So, but that 5% wheat really brings like a different aspect to it that you're not expecting. So, Stride says, I've seen the Emerald Giant, not the Rocket Top. The Emerald Giant is a really good like starter rye, but it's not my favorite. But most of the time you can find it on sale for like $20.99. If you can find it like $30, it's worth the pickup to have it, right? So you can like compare it to other things. But by all means, it's not my favorite rye. A lot of people say get the Cask Strength. I've had the Cask Strength Pipe Dream. I've had the Cask Strength Lost Monarch. I don't care to get the Cask Strength Emerald Giant because it just wasn't my favorite. I'd much rather take that money and put it towards something like this or one of the small lot series. The small lot series has a rye that is the Devil's Tower. It's a high rye bourbon, but it is delicious. So this one, the Grizzly Beast, the Bottom Bonds are both, they were my favorite for a while. Then I got the small lot series. And Devil's Tower High Rye would be considered my favorite rye, right? I know it's not full rye, but it's still my favorite one. It's considered rye. The Pipe Dream 101 is money for the price. It's only $55. So, good stuff there. That's enough Redwood Empire stuff, though. You guys know I can talk about Redwood all day, every day. I try not to, but I just love their stuff. So, anyways, as far as questions goes, feel free to drop them. If you have a complaint, please email me at. But if you haven't already, drop a little like, subscribe. We're going to finish this pour off and then we're going to end the night. So feel free to drop a couple questions as we go through. I'm going to play some music.
Right now.
Tell me who you are, get in the car.
Right now.
Reach for the stars, I want it all.
Right now.
Tell me who you are, get in the car.
Right now.
Reach for the stars, I want it all.
God, I'm low. God, my soul. All of my
That's the wrong one.
dark like coal. Face down in the water.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think what we should do properly is end the stream tonight. We'll be back live tomorrow around the same time. I don't know exactly when, but keep an eye out. Turn the bell on if you haven't already. We're going to be blinding Buffalo Trace products, Blanton's, E.H. Taylor, Eagle Rare, Weller Special Reserve, maybe something else. I'll crack open the last little bit of my Pappy's 12 years Lot B. So Troy says, you guys are the pros and I haven't been let down. I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, I try to give you guys my honest opinion. I don't want to bullshit nobody, so I just give you my honest thoughts. Tux says no. What do you mean, Tux? You haven't been here the whole stream. Cut the music. Tux, you ain't even been here, bro. I'd love to stay live, but there's only so long I can really talk to myself. Stride's been a great participant, but eventually he's going to go to bed, you know? Tux, what we need is you to just pop on this live. I'm just saying. I'm not being picky. Tux, I also need to file a complaint with you. I had to give iRock a wrench because you weren't here. So Troy says, great live. Keep it up. Appreciate it, Troy. Appreciate it. I got to give Tux a hard time before he sees HR later. That's all. With comes great wrench comes great responsibility, you know? Just out of curiosity, I'm going to give you guys an update on the statistics of the channel, because as of before this live, I only needed about 62 watch hours to be monetized. Now that fluctuates because some stuff's dropping off because we're a year. Thomas Wheeler says, what's your favorite whiskey or bourbon? Well, my favorite bourbon right now, currently, and always will be, is the Woodford's Double Oak. It's a great price, great bourbon in general. I love a good double oak. It has good flavors. It's around $50, so a decent price. But, I mean, at the end of the day, there's other stuff that are better. But that's where, like, I kind of have an argument of, like, there's some things I like more, but it's higher price. So I always kind of default that middle ground for me. It's always Woodford's Double Oak. Now, I did just pick up the Woodford's Double Oak. I'm very curious to see how much more I like it. Is it worth the extra $150? We're going to find out either tomorrow or Sunday. So I'd say turn the bell on, subscribe if you haven't already, because that one's going to be a very interesting pour for me, because I've been hunting it for 5 years, so it has some hype. But a lot of times in scenarios like this, you get kind of let down. So I'm expecting to be let down, but I'm hopeful that it doesn't. Tuck says, oh, for what? You've been missing. MIA. Stry says, what NFL teams are winning this weekend? Tux, if you're still in here, drop what your bets are right now. And then I'm going to let them know mine. I'm going to take a look. Tux, hopefully you're dialed in and active. Let me see. NFL. So the games you have this weekend are going to be, oh shit, I clicked on something. It's going to be Texans and Chiefs. You have Commanders and Lions, Rams and Eagles, Bills and Ravens. Just to be honest, you can't ask for a better lineup. I think each matchup is really good. I think it can go either way for almost any game. I'm going to give you my rundown. But Chiefs and Texans. Texans 10-7, Chiefs 15-2. Chiefs are a minus 18.5. Spread wise, I'm picking Texans. Game wise, I'm picking Chiefs, unfortunately. Chiefs are very good at winning very close quarter games, so I imagine Chiefs win by 3, right? Commanders and Lions. Lions are an 8.5-point favorites. Lions are 15-2. Commanders are 12-15. Lions are winning. I don't care how it happens. I'm picking money line Lions simply because the Lions got that dog in them. I think Jaden Daniels, he won his first playoff game. He got the W. That's where his season peaks. If they win, good on him. But I just don't see him beating the Lions. And I think all you can expect out of that rookie is just get us a playoff win. Show us you got some dog in you, and then let's reset for the next year. Moving from there, you got Sunday's game. Eagles, Rams. Eagles are 10-7, or Rams are 10-7. Eagles are 14-3. A lot of people keep saying the Rams are going to win. Eagles are going to lose. I'm going to go with the Rams simply because I love a good underdog story and I don't like the Eagles too much. Eagles should win, but we're going to pick the Rams. So then you have the Sunday night game, which is at 6:30. You got Ravens and Bills. Bills 12-5. Bills 13-4. Bills are a 1.5-point underdog. I'm going with the Ravens all day, every day. That way they can easily determine who the MVP of the league is, which is going to be Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry is going to lift the team up, put him on his back as well. Just saying. That's my bets. So, everybody wants the Bills to win. Ravens are winning that game. That's unfortunately for all. Artificially Bourbon Scott. Artfully Bourbon Scott. Cheers all. Cheers. Bourbon Scott. Tuck says, this dude and his ranch. Hey, sometimes you got to give people the benefit of the doubt when they're here and they show up versus people that don't kick out the people when it's time. I had people coming in here. I couldn't kick them out. So no wrench means I need to hire more people. Tuck says, I agree with Stride. Definitely going to be live. Definitely go live. It's going to be lit. I'm going to be live. I already have a thumbnail and everything. We're ready to ride. Tux, you're late to the party. The question is going to be do I go live Saturday and Sunday? I don't know that yet. That's a question for the wife, I guess. Tux says, I must hear the story of IROC's wrenching, LOL. Well, Tux, since you dipped out and you're supposed to be here watching the stream, holding down the fort as a good, employee, right? I had somebody come in named Fluffy Trans and wanted to spam the chat. I didn't have anybody to ban him. Nobody here to watch the fort. There's only so much I can do, one-man show. So I had to promote IROC to do business, and he handled business. So Stride says, love the Chiefs, but damn Chiefs. Damn a Chiefs. Bro, if Houston wins, I'll lose my mind. I expect the Chiefs to win. I expect it to be Chiefs and Ravens. I expect the Ravens to beat the Chiefs on a technicality. And then it should be Ravens, Lions, Super Bowl. That'd be a cool Super Bowl for me, but who knows? Eric says Texans upset, Lions, Eagles win because of the snow, and Bills boost the bet after the first 3 hit. cash because the Ravens win. Hey. Strife says Ravens all the way. Tuck says no. Chiefs, Lions, Eagles, Bills. 2 passing TDs for Goff and Allen. For the TD for Gibbs and Cook. And a 60 rushing yard for Henry and Cook. I like where you're at, except for the Bills thing. IROC says Tux. Monty is back. He's getting 2. IROC, if Monty's back, I still think Gibbs gets at least 1. I'm just saying. Tuck says, nah, Monty's back, but he's going to be eased back into it. Gibbs going to get 1, and Goff's going to get some slants, Laporta and Williams. I agree with that. I just expect if Monty's back that Monty's going to get 1. It's going to be an easy one. It's going to be like a 1-yard tutty. Gibbs is still going to get 1. Goff's going to get 2. So I'd say this game should be a high-scoring game for the Lions, hence why they're going to win. Justin Mann says, bottle kill? Bottle kill. Not this bottle. I'd love to, but unfortunately, it's one of my favorites, so I won't kill this bottle. If you watch tomorrow, I will be killing a bottle of Eagle Rare, but not this one. I want this one to live as long as possible because it's one of my favorites. So, as far as like bottle kill wise, I killed a little baby bottle of Bloodlines from Limestone Farms. I'm going to end the night with, fuck it, I'm grabbing the Woodfords. A little Woodfords Masters Collection, 121.2 proof. No focus on my camera. There we go. Strife said, a little late for that, man. A little late for everything, huh? IROC with the meme says, Bourbon, Eagle, American flag. Bourbon, Eagle, American flag. Bourbon, Eagle, American flag. Love the consistency. But only time will tell on like who wins what game. So everything's all talk up until. But I'd love to be live. There's also UFC fights tomorrow, which is going to be a good time. So, and that's why I think going live tomorrow, me and my buddy, we love all that kind of stuff. So I think it'd be a good time to go over a lot of that, you know? So as we kind of grow the channel, I want to just talk about more fun stuff. I want to talk about bourbon and whiskey, do fun stuff with it, but I also want to do things that I also like too, which I love betting on sports. What's funny is my son was born during March Madness, so I call him my good luck charm. This year, or 2024, I won the lottery of my son this year. Yale's beating everybody. Write it down, Tux, because I'm calling it. Whatever. Iraq says, Michigan has bourbon? Question mark. I don't know. You tell me. Iraq says, have you seen the replacement for the UFC? What? What's the replacement? Nothing's going to replace UFC. Tux says, replacement for UFC? You mean KFC? Cockfights? I bet you $20 that cock number 1 wins. You think Islam loses? As much as I'd love for that to happen, I don't think so. Justin says, Traverse City and Grand Rapids has good bourbon. Justin, a lot of our people, I think they already kind of went to bed. They're in Michigan. They find bourbon all the time, so, I mean. He says, check out New Holland products. Okay. Definitely will do. Not today, but maybe in the coming weeks we check out some stuff. Artful Bourbon Scott says, love that Woodford's bottle. So I bought this one last week. This one is the Woodford's Master Collection, 2024 edition, 121.2 proof. I did get the Woodford's Double Oak, which is now part of their Master Collection. We'll be reviewing that either tomorrow or Sunday. So stay tuned for that, because that one, so much hype, so much anticipation for me to crack that one open. Tuck says Hollanday South. Artful Bourbon says, oh, now it says Arthur. I like that. Artful Bourbon says, cheers, y'all. Like what I see. I appreciate it. Make sure you drop a little like, maybe a little subscribe. He said, did you find the double oak yet? I did. So funny enough, I saw it on a post on my Facebook group that I'm in. They posted saying it was at Costco, right? I've seen it at Publix lately. I've not physically seen it, but I heard it was at Publix lately. Then I saw a post saying, hey, they had about 8 left at Costco. So I called my buddy, who called his wife, who went up there and waited in line at 9 o'clock this morning. She waited in line for an hour. She was second, and they had about 10. So she got me one. So I'll pick that up tomorrow when I go to their house. And yeah, I have one. Finally. Justin says, all right, let's get serious. Can we get your favorite bottle as of now, regardless of price and availability? Regardless of price and availability? Ooh, great fucking question, Justin. So I'm going to give you both, right? If you're thinking of price and thinking availability, I'm going Woodford's Double Oak. Regular Double Oak, I think that is the best available bottle for a price around $50, right? Now, keep in mind, I love that profile. I love the notes in it. The only thing I wish that bottle had is a higher proof. So, my best and favorite bottle, this is my best pour of 2024. That rhymed, I didn't mean it to, but is the Nulu Double Oak Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It is the weeded version at 122 proof. Now, this is like the higher proof version of the Woodford's Double Oak. It has the chocolate note. It has a lot of similar notes, except for it's higher proof. And it is a single barrel, but it is MGP. That's the only downside. Mash bill is 51% corn, 45% wheat, and 4% malted barley, right? So this was my favorite pour. That's why it's still half, because I won't kill the bottle. So depressing, but this is the best pour. If I had to go besides that, right? Besides that, I'm going this bottle. I love Redwood Empire, so don't get me wrong. I'm kind of a fanboy. But they released this. It's the Redwood Empire Pipe Dream 101. And the reason why I like it so much is because you can get it soon around 50 to 55 bucks, 101 proof. But it's higher than their white labels, which are like 35 bucks, and it's cheaper than their cask strengths, which are around 85 bucks. So it's in that sweet middle zone, but it still has a ton of flavor. Still has that Redwood Empire feel to it. It's really good. These are hitting total wine kind of around everybody right now, but slowly but surely. So I love Redwood Empire in general, but that bottle, because of the price and the soon-to-be availability, is why I like that one so much. But Redwood Empire, Woodford's Double Oak, in general, price, availability. Nulu Double Oak Weeded for a slightly harder to get, higher proof version. And then Redwood Empire Pipe Dream 101 are my top 3. So, Arthur says, weeded Double Oak Nulu? I know. That's my point. Deliciousness. High Top says, you ever tried the double oaks? I haven't, but I just picked up a bottle. I was just talking about my buddy's wife picked one up for us today at Costco, and we should have it soon. I just have to go over and pick it up, and I'm kind of lazy and didn't pick it up. Dean says, Wu-Tang. Dean, welcome to the stream, buddy. Artful says, man, I really want to try the Redwood Empire 101. Need a sample first. Artful, if you've had any Redwood Empire and even remotely liked it, pick that one up. It's $55. I wish they gave me a commission on sales because I would fucking sell the shit out of it. The Pipe Dream white label is good, but we're not even on the same level. You know, all the white labels are good, like beginner, like, hey, let's try it. The Pipe Dream 101 is so far advanced from that it's not even in the same realm. I love that it's $55 though. That's the biggest selling point. It's like it really is a $75 whiskey priced at $55 to meet the masses. High Top says, shit, it's good, bro. I bet you've probably tried it. He says, oh shoot, my wife picked it up for my buddy who's crazy. We sipped it a bit. He's in for a treat. If you open my fucking bottle of Woodford's Double Oak, I need about $150 back on my money I cash apped y'all. I'm just saying. Because I can't be buying used whiskey. I'm just throwing that out there. High Top, do you want to come on live? Not today. Maybe tomorrow. We'll do like a live and we'll do a blind or something. Artful says, where's your Costco? Need to go. I'm in between two. So we have the St. Augustine Costco off World Golf Village. Then we have the Costco at the Town Center in Jacksonville. Both of them are pretty good though. John Wick says, tonight I drink Bull Run 15 years. Okay, John Wick. Arvel says, I have all the cast strength, all the white labels, all limited editions, Grizzly Beast. Just need to try the damn 101. I mean, if you have all those, the 101's at Total Wine, $55. The Grizzly Beast was my favorite. And then I got the Devil's Tower, and then the Pipe Dream 101. And that's just the order that I like it in. I thought I was going to like the Scream Titan more, to be honest. But it just didn't end up that way. High Top says, yeah, I'm down. Blanton's or bust. We'll see. We'll see. I've been talking shit saying that you're never going to guess it. So I guess we'll see. Maybe tomorrow. I had a guest come on tomorrow. Maybe he bailed. I don't know. Stry says, my Costco has a similar bottle. Seems like it was finished. Something I can't remember. Didn't pick it up. We'll keep an eye out for the Double Oak. Stride, you're probably thinking of the Moderna Cast Strength. It's a wine finish for the Master Collection for Woodford's. I heard it's really good. I can't speak on it because I haven't bought it yet. I'll buy that one soon if they keep it in stock because it's at a few places around me, so there's no rush. But I do want that one if the Double Oak is even remotely worth the price. But if it's not, then I'll probably kind of back up from the Master's Collection. Tux says, oh, hell yeah. Tux, you didn't even make it for this stream. Do you think you're going to make it for the next one? Shots fired. My bad. Full Fire O says, howdy, everyone. I'm sipping on some Elijah Craig Toasted I picked up today for $72. You picked up Elijah Craig Toasted for $72? I think it's a pretty good pickup. Good job on you, bud. Shred says, bust, High Top, bust. That's what I tell his mom. Iraq says, when I go to DC, I have to go to Costco. In Virginia, they only have ABC, so you can go to any other shop. It's going to be weird. Iraq, when you get to DC, you let me know. I love DC. Me and High Top actually went to DC for like one of my first vacations. It was one of my favorite trips. I heard bourbon hunting in general is hard there, but I love to kind of come test it out with you if you wanted. Stride says, yes, that's what it was. Tuck says, how is that one fire? Artful Bourbon says, Woodford's Batch Proof just released 115 proof here in Missouri. Missouri? Artful, I think you're probably thinking of the 2023 edition. Because they have like 115-ish proof. I can't remember off the top of my head. That is 2023. This one, 121.2, is the 2024 edition, which is just Woodford's higher proof. Not like a wine finish or anything like that. So it is really good though. Don't get me wrong. Like it's money. I don't know if it's really worth the price too much, but I would buy it. it's one of those like celebration whiskeys, in my opinion. Like you buy it, you try it. If you like Woodfords, you kind of keep it on shelf and you break it out at the right times. I just wanted to run it back one more time, but IRX says, fuck DC, there's like 10 years ago. Was there like 10 years ago? I was there like 10 years ago. I love it. I love DC. I'm a nerd though, but I get it. I know why you're there, so I understand the struggle. Beach Sand says, cheers, call me old fashioned. Beach Sand, it's been a while, bud. I appreciate you popping in. Glad to have you. Stress says, sounds like this stream's just getting started. It may just be. I don't know. You never know. Maybe we turn this into a call-in show. It might be a little bit too much work, but Full Fire says, yeah, I was flabbergasted. It was the last bottle and definitely worth the money. But if I ever had see it at that price again, I'm still buying it as many times as they will sell it to me. You know, I mean, Elijah Craig Toasted at under 75, I think is a buy almost every time, if I don't recall right. But I'm here for it, you know. I'm glad you got it for a good price. High Top says, all I heard was we're renting an RV tomorrow. High Top says, all I heard was we're about to tip the RV tomorrow. I can send you guys a picture when we went to DC the last time. We stopped. We were going to make this fucking YouTube video way back in the day about these President heads. When we pulled off, and High Top said, hey, check if it's solid. I go, it's good. It was wet. It was like wet gravel. And the RV sunk. And we almost fell into a fucking ditch. We had to have somebody pull us out. It was a good time. If you ever watched us or watch those vlogs, those are interesting. But that's a lifetime ago. Iric says, I'm out, team. Got to get the little dude to bed. Have a good night, y'all. Iric, appreciate you stopping by, as always. I'll see you in the Discord at the end of the night. But make sure you tune in tomorrow so we can talk shit about Tux and his stupid bets. I will see you on the other side, brother. Beach Sand says, I almost bought that bottle last weekend for $150. This bottle? For $150? Should have bought it. I think I bought it for $175. I can't remember off the top of my head. It was definitely a little bit expensive, but I just was like, I was feeling it. You know, I bought a Total Wine. It was in the glass shelf. I was like, I gotta have it. And then, of course, the next week they released the Woodford's Double Oak in the Master Collection rather than the small bottles. But I'm not salty. Arful says, what's the best bourbon from 2024? Best bourbon of 2024. Arthur, I think there's categories to that. Reason being, because I can say, what's my best pour? What's the best bourbon? What's the best high proof? What's the best budget? You know, the best overall drink I possibly had in 2024 is going to be the Nulu Double Oak Wheated that I pulled over a few minutes ago. It was 122 proof. It was wheated. It was sweet. It had the right notes that I was personally looking for. The price was $99. It's also a single barrel, so I can't really recommend it because it's not going to be found again. You know, and it sold out. So as much as that's the best pour I had, can we consider that the best bourbon of 2024? I don't know. High Top says easy. Fireful says, I've yet to try a double oak, but I really enjoy the Four Roses Barrel Select with the oak finish. Barrelful. Hey. Or Full Fire. My bad, not Barrelful. Go get the Woodford's Double Oak. $50, Publix, Total Wine, anywhere you really go. You'll see it for around $50. Pick it up. Then you come talk to me, because that's the best one. Beechman says, I get special deals from my local guy. When you spend as much as I do there, he takes good care of me. Hey, Beach Sand is a prime example of why building relationships are important. If you build relationships, people will take care of you. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but most of the time it does. You know, I got a guy at Total Wine that will text me and tell me we got some good stuff coming in. I'm just not as fast as most people getting up there. I have a guy at Publix who will tell me when stuff comes in too, but again, he's not always working. So it's all about timing, building relationships, and maybe if I built relationships with everybody, I wouldn't have that problem, but I do. So, Arthur says, damn, I need that weeded Nulu. You do. That's a simple answer. You do. I found a a Nulu Double Oak 4-grain. I've never tried that one yet, but I heard that one's good too. Beach Sand says, I'm on the hunt for the Double Oak. Beach Sand, tune in tomorrow or maybe Sunday. I did get the Double Oak. Right now it's dropping at Publix, Costco, and Winn-Dixie's. Costco's putting it on the shelves. Publix and Winn-Dixie's are holding it behind the shelf, and you have to physically ask for it. I'm in Florida, though, so if you're in Florida, ask for it. But that's how I got it. I don't physically have it in this office. My buddy got it. His wife got it. She picked it up earlier this morning. They only had like 8 dropped at the Costco near me, and she was second in line, so she got it. North Florida says they got the fire burning, kids asleep, enjoying the stream, even got the wife watching. Shout out to the North Florida Bears wife for watching the stream. Make sure he gets to bed okay, because you know he be turning up. He's trying to keep up with me and my pores here. He just can't. Make sure he has a pillow, a bottle of water, and some Advil though. Just kidding. B-Sand says, relationships are extremely helpful. You know, B-Sand for a while, I honestly would say I didn't believe that. Not that, like, I fully didn't believe it, but, like, I was like, who cares, right? The more I'm in this industry, the more I talk to it. I went at the Publix yesterday, and the fucking GM took my number down. And I was like, don't do that. But he took my number down to be like, hey, when I get this, I'm going to call you. So relationships matter. You don't have to be best friends. You don't have to be the most, non-introvert person out there. But just have a quick conversation. Say, hey, this is who I am. So they recognize you the next time. Stride says, trying to get some Rock Hill from local guy. Rock Hill Farm? Price way too high now, but working on it. Congrats, NFB, for telling us the secret. Beeson says, we're in West Michigan. Supposed to get 15 to 20 inches of snow over the next few weeks. Beach saying, I'm in Florida. I'm supposed to get like an inch of snow. Just saying. Not that it's actually going to happen, but like, we're kind of worried. You know, we're stressing a little. My Discord is going off kind of crazy. Let me check this real quick. Full Fire says, thank you for the recommendation. It's written down on top of the list, and I definitely saw the Woodfords on the shelf earlier today. Full Fire, I'm more concerned that you've never had Woodford's Double Oak. But yeah, if you've never had it, anybody in the stream, this is the most confident I've ever been in recommendations. If you've never had Woodford's Double Oak, go pick it up. No questions. Best bourbon out there. For the price. If you like the oak aspect, if you're like, ooh, I hate oakiness, stay away, obviously. If you're even remotely a fan of bourbon, this is a good pickup. It's sweet, family-friendly, approachable, decent price, worth the effort to pour the glass, because you can find it at every liquor store, so get it. But that's where, like, again, from there, then it gets a little bit more extreme, and you can argue the fact of pick it up or not, but I'm not going to do that. But so, yeah. But if you haven't already, drop a little like on the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. Of course, we're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Artful says, what's your favorite bourbon, or what's your favorite 2024 bourbon from Brown Foreman? I mean, to be honest, I'm going to have to go with this. Like, it sounds super cheesy, but I love the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof at 133 proof. Now, I picked this up at a 375 milliliter. This one's money, though, bro. It's delicious, but it's just super hard to get at the price. And it's super hard to get at the proof, right? Hence why so many people are like, oh, you should have got the big bottle. Oh, whatever. I picked the small bottle because the proof was higher. And I said, fuck it, let's ride. So that's why that one would probably win if I had to guess. So, but great question, Arthur. Or Artful. Beeson says, grew up in Texas, not much as a fan of cold and snow. I love cold and snow. I live in Florida, though. So, me and the wife on our honeymoon, we actually saw snow for the first time. So it was really cool. The first time we even potentially saw snow was when I proposed. So it kind of has a cool little meaning behind it, but I get it. It's difficult. It's hard to deal with. Stride says, take his word for it. Great stuff. Stride, appreciate it. Appreciate the backup. Not everybody has to take my recommendation. By all means, I'm here to just give you my thoughts. And if you tune in and you want to know my thoughts, all you have to do is ask. But I give them. If you don't want to take them, no hard feelings. But I tell you what I personally like. If you watch enough, you'll get an idea of what I like, and you can tell if that matches up with your palate, because everybody's palate's different. But I do some cool things too. So, Tuck says, speaking of the wife, where is EH? Tux, why are you always asking about my fucking wife, bro? What's up? Just kidding. She's asleep. Bro, she works hard. She stays home with the kid. I get home. I don't do much because I've been working a lot. So she's been holding it down. So, but she's asleep right now. She did have a pour of some bourbon cream earlier. Tuckered her out. And then she went to bed. Maybe I have her on for the Woodford's double oak. I think that'd be a cool. Like tomorrow, I'll have a special guest, maybe High Top, whoever, come on, do a blind, and then Sunday, me and the wife talk about Woodford's double oak on Sunday. I think that'd be cool. So, because she's been here, she's seen me talk about that bottle for years, like literally fucking years. So I think it'd be cool to include her. Maybe we do the Woodford's double oak, and then I have her make a cocktail of whatever she thinks cool. You know, just have her run wild with it, and then maybe you guys make it with her. AKA Tux makes it with her. Arvil says, love wives. My wife comes on every once in a while, but I mean, we have a 9-month-old son. He's great. She takes care of him for the most part because I work. She stays home. I mean, I hang out with him too, but I mean, she does the bulk of it. So she's tired by the time we go live at 9 p.m. So Artful says, my wife and I are spooning and watching your channel. Arthur, hey, no fucking better way to watch this channel than spoon the wife. Tell the wife, go, hey, what's up? Thanks for watching. Oh, wait, where's my mic? Go, thanks for watching. And I just give her a little nudge, you know, be like, hey, it's Friday. That is funny. Try says wives deserve more credit. Most of the time. Most of the time. Juan says, haven't been on one of these in a while. Hey, appreciate you stopping by, though. Drop a little like on stream, why don't you? Help the people out. Beatson says, love when my wife is on our channel with me. See, it just makes it fun, you know? Beach Hand gets it. You can sit in your room. I'm sure Beach Hand can sit in the room all night, drink whiskey, have fun by yourself. But when you add the wife in, it just adds a little dynamic to it. Somebody keeps you grounded, have some fun with it. Beach Hand, we're going to have you, we need to have you on the stream one night just to like chat it up, just for funsies. Stry says, oh, I read that. Juan says, haven't been. Why is all my chats all messed up? Juan says, what to drink? Juan, well, what we've drank tonight is Limestone Farms, delicious stuff. Really love the Bloodlines, cheap, delicious, really good old-fashioned cherry note in it. Then we switched to a couple other things, and then we brought ourselves back to the Woodford's Master Collection, 121.2 proof. We did. There's no secret anymore. We picked up the Woodford's Double Oak. We're going to either crack that open tomorrow or Sunday. Probably Sunday. Arthur says, give me 3 minutes. I'll be back. Okay. 3 minutes it is. BCN says, that'd be awesome to be on stream with you. I mean, I'm down. Maybe we set something up for next Friday or in 2 Fridays. I don't know. I don't know what your availability is. Yeah, just kind of like chit chat, hang out, have some fun, drink a couple pours, obviously. Juan says, never heard of it. Sounds like a doozy. Never heard of what, Juan? I'm confused. I may have missed. I read a lot of comments in between. So what was it? What did I miss? Stress says, dude, my chats went crazy earlier. My chats go crazy all the time. They a lot of times they shuffle for some reason. I don't know why, but they do. Juan says that Woodford's gonna be delicious. That Woodford's double oak. Oh my god, I'm fucking fired up for that. I imagine what sucks is it's one of those bottles where I hype it up a lot. I've been, no joke, hunting it for over 5 years. So now I have it. I didn't go pick it up today simply because it's one extra day that I still get to imagine I don't have it. But tomorrow I will, and it will sit on my shelf until I drink it all. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of bittersweetness to it to where I'm no longer going to be able to hunt that bottle. And part of me is sad about that because it's always been that one bottle where I always look at every liquor store. I'm like, y'all got it? No? All right, cool. I'll be back when y'all do. As part of me knowing I would never get that there. But now that I have it, now it's time to knuck up or shut up. Is it worth the $200 price tag? Plus the price went up this year. Unfortunately, what sucks is as much as I paid for it, I don't think it's worth the $200 price tag. No matter what it is. $200 is a lot of fucking money. You're going to tell me on this stream, when I review a shit ton of stuff, I'm going to say something's worth $200? Probably not. I'll give you my honest review. If it is worth it, you're going to see me get butt naked over it. Maybe not, but close enough. So that's where it's I want it to be good. I want it to be worth the money. I don't think it will be worth the money because originally I was going to pick it up for half the size bottle for a quarter of the price. So we'll see on Sunday. A little torn between it, but it's a bittersweet moment for me because I've been hunting it for the longest time. I've been hunting it longer than this channel. So it's cool. B-San says, I'll check my schedule, let you know. Hey, let me know whenever you're free. Artful says, Arthur giving his wife that double oak. My wife doesn't like bourbon or whiskey, but I'd let her taste it, but she probably wouldn't like it. Juan says, never had the limestone. Juan, if I had to recommend, go back once the stream ends, rewatch it. The Bloodlines, it's 95 proof, it's cheaper, it's my favorite, but you may like one of the other ones based off tasting notes, so check those out. Arthur says, Old Granddad 16 is worth $200? I get naked for it? I've seen it. I can go pick it up today. I don't. My issue with that one is, and a lot of people are going to hate me over it, Old Granddad 114, money. Old Granddad Bonded, budget. Just because the budget's been aged super long doesn't make it worth $200. I've never tried the 16-year age. If I could try it first, I may have a different thought, but I don't want to pay $200 for a 16-year age budget bourbon. That's my issue with it. I could be completely wrong, but that's my thought process. Again, everybody has their own bourbon that they're willing to spend the money on. Mine just be the double oak. Yours can be the old Granddad 16. I'm all for it. Troy says, congrats on the Woodfords. That feeling I have about the few bottles, that money will come and go. Don't pass up what makes you happy. I couldn't pass it up. I couldn't pass it up at all. I was like, oh, we're going to make it happen. Because I knew that was like one of the few chances I could possibly get to have that bottle. And whiskey holds certain different meanings for me for different bottles. So like, it sounds like a bitch, but like that, when I crack that bottle, it's probably going to be emotional. So it's going to be a fun, cool moment. Hopefully you guys are all watching. I'll post something on the community tab, and I'll post the thumbnail early and stuff like that. But I'm going to guess it's Sunday. Unless we happen to crack it tomorrow on a random fucking whim, but I doubt it. Ricky says, I don't like Blanton's. When I went to Buffalo Trace, over $200, no gracias. Blanton's is good. Not for $200 though. Beeson says, I have been on the hunt for the double oak for a long time. I'm totally excited to try and find it. Yeah, Beach Sand, they started the Woodford's double oak, or double oak, like 6 years ago. Once they first released it, I missed the first one completely, not even close. And I go, ooh, I want to try and get that. Every year since, I've tried to an extent. I've never drove to Kentucky over it. But Beach Sand, I don't know if you watch the channel like that, but if you have time, I dropped a 60-second video. It's called The Bourbon Hunt. Go watch it. It's me talking about Woodford's double oak. That's what I was going to make this crazy fucking video over it. And Woodford's released it nationwide, hence why I have it now. But I was going to drive Kentucky over one fucking bottle, so. Ricky said, rather buy 4 bottles of Woodford's double oak or like 10 of Old Granddad's. Ricky, I totally get where you're coming from. And everybody has their own preference. I'm not saying you're wrong by any means. But me personally, I want that double oak. I didn't even care the price. I didn't even ask. I just said, buy it, I'll pay you, whatever it is. So, Beeson says, Limestone Farms is amazing, personally. Limestone Farms private stock is so good. I'm on my 3rd bottle. So Beach Sand, I did a review of 4 different ones earlier in this stream. I did the Bloodlines, small batch, batch select or something like that, and then their private stock. I liked it. I liked all of them, don't get me wrong. The Bloodlines was just my favorite one, and I know it's the cheapest one. The private stock, they put an email saying they'll put it up against anything at MSRP. I'd argue that, but I understand they did get better, but that Bloodlines had this like old-fashioned cherry note to it that just really drove me in, hence why I like it so much. All of them are good. They're a little pricey though. $185 for the private one. That's tough for me. I don't know if I can personally recommend that. But also like being in samples, and I held them kind of long. I held them for like 6 months almost. Not that I wanted to, I just got busy. 6 months in a sample bottle, I think it had a little too much ethanol on it for me, where I probably should have drank them sooner. So. Arthur says, Old Granddad 16 is not a budget. It's damn good aged bourbon. I'm not saying that's budget, but Old Granddad Bonded is budget bourbon. It's the same mash bill, same everything, just aged 16 years. So I was saying, hey, how can you turn a $20 bottle into a $200 bottle? Age of 16 years? I don't think so, but that's my opinion, not anybody else's. Arthur says, I'm naked right now. Hey, that's a good fucking Friday right there. Ricky says, good night. Ricky, I appreciate you stopping by. If you're dipping out because you're going to bed or something, thanks for watching. If anybody is watching currently that hasn't already, drop a little like, subscribe to the channel. We go live every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going live tomorrow. We're going live Sunday. So turn the bell on. We go live more often than just Fridays. Fridays is our steadily. We go live every Friday. And we try to spice it up too. We go do some extra stuff. But I'm here for you guys, you know? Anyways. So, let me know what you guys are sipping on. Obviously, right now I got the Woodford's Batch Proof 2024 edition. It's good. It's still not even my favorite bourbon. It's just really good. I love a good Woodford's. I like the regular Woodford's. The Batch Proof is just like an elevated version, so I'm hoping the Double Double is like that. Ricky says, putting the kiddo to sleep. Don't say LOL. I get it. I honestly, I wish my kid would wake up for like 10 minutes so I can put him back to sleep. So enjoy it while you can. So Juan says, I'm waiting on the news for the OESO single barrel Four Roses to be available in Dallas. What do I have? I have a single barrel Four Roses. I don't know which one it is. I have the OESF, which is 70% corn, 20% rye, 5% malted barley, 11 year and 3 months age. It's delicious, though. It is money. So, Arthur says, spice it up. TWSS. Anyways, let me get some water in me. Try to keep myself rolling. Four Roses be coming out with some good shit, and a lot of people overlook it. Four Roses is probably one of my bourbons that I'll say is hyped but overlooked at the same time. B-Shan says, I don't know what it is about Woodford's, but I really enjoy everything they've released. Same. There's a few, though, that like are a little bit hard to get that just really draws me in. Like, they do have a honey finish. They have a toasted finish. I want all of them. I just want them. You know, I just want to have them so I can say I have them. Not to like show off to you guys, but Woodford's was one of the first bourbons that got me into bourbon and whiskey. The Woodford's Double Oak is what transcended me into the world of bourbon. You know, I started off with like some Angel's Envy, some Elijah Craig, you know, regular Woodford's, and that was a fun time. You know, when I had the Woodford's Double Oak, I go, wow, I didn't know anything could taste that much different. I didn't realize it could get that extreme, and then it took off. So now we are here today where you're seeing just like a tenth of what my collection really is. Anyways, Juan says they have, or Artful says, Juan, yeah, they have 100 proofers, red labels, released early in Missouri. I hear Missouri has some good shit. Artful, have you ever heard of Blacksmith Bourbon? It's a really small distillery, but just curious if you heard of them. It says $42 at Total Wine. I did see near me, I'm debating on going tomorrow. They have the 1924 Old Foresters and an Old Forester Rye single barrel at Shores Liquor in St. Augustine and Jacksonville near me. I gotta post that one. Beachsand says it's hard to believe that Woodford is pot still bourbon. Right? Limestone Farm, actually, the whole reason for this live stream in the beginning is they are the second largest pot still bourbon in the nation, right behind Woodford's. So he says doesn't usually like pot still products. No, typically I don't either. Limestone was kind of a one-off. I really like them. I think their Bloodlines is really good. Woodford's, honestly, if they told me they weren't, I'd believe them because it's that good. So I agree. Anyways, so let's do one last pour and then we can kind of end the night. So to kind of wrap her up, let's put the Woodford's Master Collection back. And let's grab Old Forester 1910. I think that's a good way. Maybe I'm crazy. 1910's always been good to me, so let's be good in 1910. Artful Scott says, Woodford has some Old Forester in it, though. Does it? I don't know about that, but I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. It could, for sure. They're very similar in some cases, but also very different in others, so. Beeson says Old Forester 1910 is great pour. It is delicious, right? Issues 93 proof. Slightly higher than the Woodford's Double Oak. And this is Double Oaked as well, but it just has a different profile to it. It's very, very approachable. If anybody was on the fence of like, should I get it, should I not? This is one where you pick it up. It's got a nice little chocolatey note to it, nice and sweet on the nose, but it also comes to like a really easy sipper too. Arthur says 1924 way better. See, but 1924 is like $150 right now. I want to get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not arguing that. But it's a little bit harder to get. So I have to like go deep jacks to get it. Beeson says, I heard that 1924 is supposed to be another big release. But it's supposed to have another big release. It may be continuing on from what they already had because it's popular still. Like there's no hype dying off of it. But I think they're just kind of expanding, trying to get it out everywhere still. If you had to ask me, no confirmed sources, but we're just now seeing that here. I've not seen it before. So 1924, somewhere around MSRP around me currently. Hopefully it stays like that for a little bit so I can pick it up. Arthur says, yep, Old Forester has another release, the 2025 version. I'm okay with even just getting the 2024 version. I'm not picky. I just want one, you know? B-San says, I love the Old Forester single barrel offerings. I hear those are some of the best single barrels you can possibly get. I have not had one, unfortunately, because I'm an idiot. I've seen it once and passed it up, and ever since then, I've never really seen them again. But if I see one again, I'm going to pick them up. I really do want the rye, so I'd love to see what Old Forester does with the rye, because I've never had that. So. Oh, my camera died. Let's see. Let me swap that out. That's crazy that that battery died. It shouldn't have died. I just swapped it. There we go. Arvo says the tasting of the Old Forester single barrel rye right now. And Arthur, if you had to give it a rating, I know you may not be the most professional, but if you had to guess it on a scale from 1 to 10, where are we falling in that lineup for you? We thinking, if I had to guess, I'm thinking 8.5, 8.6. But where does it fall for you? Juan says just poured some 1792 12 year. Okay, okay. Arthur says, mind blown. Fucking right? Are you serious? But if you, okay, so are you saying 10 out of 10? 9.9 out of 10? Like, where are you falling? Just out of curiosity. Beeson says, it's rumored that the Old Forester bottles with the orange on the cap are birthday bourbons, overflow bottles. Don't, you're going to send me down a rabbit hole that I can't come back from, Beach Sand. Arvel says, hey, invest in the battery dongles. They are so much easier to film with. You'll never have to worry about changing your batteries out. Arvel, to be honest, it's kind of like a running theme of mine. I don't want to like nerd out on you guys on cameras real quick, but I have more camera gear in here than I have bourbon, and I have a lot of bourbon. My full-time job is wedding photographer / videographer, so I have all the fancy gear. The reason why my cameras die so often is because I'm running at such a high speed, because I shoot in 4K, like super crazy shit. I have battery extenders. I just never put them in because it sounds lazy, but like I'm always running last second to get the stream going. But I agree. There's a dongle you can plug in that plugs right into the computer. I'd never have to worry about it. But that takes just slightly more work than I'm already doing now. But I agree with you. You're not wrong. Juan says, my favorite Old Forester is a single barrel 100 proof offering. Okay, I'm here for it. Scott Arful says, especially if you do long ass live streams. Right now we've been live for 3.5 hours. So yeah. I don't always set up to try and do 3.5 hours, but I have enough batteries to swap them out if I do. It's just, yeah, no excuses. I agree with you guys. Testing for a new episode, but Old Forester Rye Single Bear is at a 9 for the moment. Okay, but a 9's high to me. Like, there's very few things I'm gonna rate a 9. But I agree with you. Like, I hear Old Forester's got some single barrels that are just money. So I get where you're coming from. Tuck says, I'll plug my dongle in. Ooh, just like that. What? So, anyways, if you haven't already, drop a little like on the stream. If you haven't, of course, subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. We're cruising. We're going to do a giveaway around 2,000. I think the proper number I should do it at is all twos. 2,222, because 22 is my lucky number. So maybe we give us something away then. I don't think we're going to hit that tonight, so I don't have to give you an exact number. Maybe I come out with it either tomorrow or Sunday, just to give you guys something to strive for. Most of my stuff's going to be ordered online, so I'm paying secondary, so bear with me. But last time we gave away Antique 107, apparently Tater Dom didn't receive it yet. We'll make sure he gets it. But from there, maybe we order something different, right? I ordered Redwood Empire all the time to different people that win different bets. They get those, but you don't have to get Redwood Empire. Arthur says, you should go give your wife the double oak. I give her a little double something. I don't actually have the double oak in my house currently. It's at my buddy's house. I called him, had his wife pick it up. So it's at his house. I'll pick it up tomorrow. I could have picked up today. I just didn't. So I'll pick it up tomorrow. I'll have it here tomorrow for sure. I just don't know if I'm going to open it tomorrow because we have a certain live stream tomorrow. And then I'll probably open it up Sunday. So, or Monday, one of the two. Beach Stand says, well, I'm out. Got a busy day tomorrow. Got great stream. Have a good night. Beach Stand, I appreciate you as always stopping by. Let me know when you're free. We'll have you on the stream. We'll talk bourbon, whiskey. Have a good time. So, Gooder says, good night, brother. Hey, as always, see you on the other side, bud. Artful says, Tuxedo Cat, the double oak, or double dongle. Got a little double something. The wife doesn't like bourbon. She doesn't like whiskey. She likes some certain cocktails, but she's been getting a little creative with it. She said something to me, and this isn't, I know most of you guys don't care, but it'd be cool if she was on and you guys did at least interact with it. She's been coming up with a couple cocktails that she wanted to make. If I go get the stuff, which is usually like a red velvet espresso martini, something like that she sent me last time, she would enjoy it. I'll probably have her on stream making it kind of pair with my bourbon stuff. So that may become a part of the stream, but most people love her. She beat everybody's ass in fantasy, so next year she's probably going to do it again, depending on who's in there. So Juan says, so what bottle are you going to be searching for the first quarter of this year? Man, that's the question of the year. Right now, if I had to guess one bottle that I need to get, now that I have the Woodford's double oak, the only bottle that I really, really want, right, is going to be the Still Austin cigar blend, the Tanger, something like that. It's the only one I really, really want. Other than that, I just want to find like really good budget bottles for now. North Florida says, send the list. We love experimenting. Artful says, she's screaming, give me the oak. She's screaming something. I don't know if it's give me the oak, but close enough. Anyways. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is it for me. I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream simply because I'm fucking starving. I think it's time for me to run through Mickey D's, grab me a little couple McDoubles real quick or something. I don't know. I'm starving though. But I appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. The support is always much appreciated. We are so close to being monetized. So anytime you see me go live, feel free to pop in, chat with me. We try to go live as long as we can, but it's 3.5 hours, right? It's basically 12:30 p.m. my time. I burn through them. Tomorrow is going to be a fun live stream. You're going to see me interact with some other people. You're going to see me drink. I'm going to do a blind, so have fun with all that. North Florida says, oh, I already said that. Tuck says, send the wife. We love experimenting. I'll let her know. I'll let her know. Maybe she comes on. So I'll have her on Sunday regardless. Tomorrow is a question mark, but Sunday, let's say she's on. If I don't crack the Woodford's double oak tomorrow, I'm going to crack it Sunday, and I'll have the wife on Sunday. So plan for that. But if you haven't already, guys, like, subscribe to the stream, subscribe to the channel, more importantly. And I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, very soon. Let me cue my new fancy music.
Tell me who you are, get in the car.
Right now,
No?
Reach for the stars, I want it all.
right now,
Tell me who you are, get in the car.
right
Ladies and
now.
gentlemen, as always, like, subscribe to the stream.
Reach for the stars, I want it all.
I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side.
All of my thoughts be dark like
Peace.
coal. Face down in the water, I float. I try to speak my mind, but I choke. I'm on the tightrope. Tired, I can't cope. No lying, no hope. The lying might show. Up to the party, y'all don't want smoke. Energize the body, raise up the army. Right now, tell me who you are, get in the car. Right now, reach for the stars, I want it all. Right now, tell me who you are, get in the car. Right now, reach for the stars, I want it all. Right now, tell me who you are, get in the car. Right now, reach for the stars, I want it all. Right now, just into the car, fighting no war. Right now, we shitting on y'all, I'm in the store. Right, put your feet on the ground, look around. It's the siege and we back in your town, burning it down. You've been waiting too long for the sound. Time is now, got you hanging on every single word, verb and now. Give you what you been waiting for now, what you praying for. This the type of shit niggas be slaving for. Get you another hit, I know you craving more. I'm in this bitch, I'm about to go Super Saiyan boy. I am a higher being, whole world at my command. I got the whole damn planet here in the palm of my hand.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you.
Watch out, back out, wait up, my nigga, wake up, stay up, they gon' get it, they gon' take us, raise up, we got color, they try and gray us, you are not listening to the greatest. Right now.